Hey, what's going on, guys? Let me get set up real quick. Hey, is there any new codes in AV? I don't know. You said you'll unsub if he's not S. You're funny. That's funny. Thank you, thank you. Yes sir, almost 3K. Hey, how's it going, guys? See if I can pull this all up real quick. Thank you for the 2.6. That's awesome, brother. Thank you. 2,600. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let me give it a second while I set up the document again. We'll go through and talk through some of the new units here, and I mean all the new units, but yeah. The people in AV Comp Discord are also making a tier list. I know, but I do things my own style for the tier list, just how we talk it out and how I look it over, so we can talk thought process here. You got a 5-second Potaroo. You're gas, brother. Congrats. That's the creme de la creme of Potaroos. That is quite literally the best of the best. What's good, brother? What's going on, Sean? So this one is, I think, more on the, I guess, comprehensive side, where I think I add a bunch of stuff to it. I don't know. I mean, everyone had a lot of good feedback for me on it the last time, so I'm excited to play around with the same type of format. Um, how's it going? What are my thoughts on Mr. Satan? I really like the character. I think he's like super strong. Yeah, I think he's super, super strong. Yeah, Mr. Satan is really good as a support unit for Dragon Ball units. And just in general, the ramp. I need to do the math on it for him, but I think he's definitely a meta support unit. Depending on the game mode, of course, but seems very strong. Especially if you're trying to min-max economy gain and just get a little more bang for your buck toward the end of the game. Shiny Dante mid. Um, so I did do the battle pass thing, and the Shiny Dante didn't want to go Deadeye, so the Shiny Dante did not want to go Deadeye. Okay. Did I buy it after Evo? Yeah, he didn't want to go Deadeye. The shiny one did not. Am I bringing viewers into Sandbox or nah? We can actually in a bit. What are my thoughts on Dante? Duante. Duante. Duante is actually really OP. Really, really OP. I'll tell you right now. He's a really sick character to use. It's cool because it's one of those things where if you have the right configuration for him, it just makes him pretty insane. Like, actually nasty. Valk put some good videos out that just showed the unit and a couple more interactions that I didn't even know existed for the unit, so that was really cool. If you haven't seen that video, I mean, we can check it out too and look it over, but we can show it here as well. Like a good example that something I didn't understand was Virgil, even though his doppelganger is just outside his range, well, the doppelganger still hits anyway. He hits whatever he hits whatever Virgil hits. Like basically, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's cool though. It's awesome. It just means Virgil's just wicked, wicked strong. No, I'm not adding anyone right now at the moment. It gets too hectic when folks start asking for that right now, brother. Where's the tier list? Hold on. I do things a certain way. I'm opening up the content we're gonna use. Get the correct assets. You do. You still can, yeah. Alright. You can reverse the familiar. You can uncorrupt them. You can uncorrupt them. Yeah, so let's see. What are we at for people right now before we get started? We're at 45. Wow. That built up quick. Okay, so I guess let me pull this up and we can just jump straight into it. And I'll try to bounce back and forth between the slide deck and that. So I'm gonna use the same format as the previous tier list. So let me pull this up. Alright. So the way I do this, for those who are new here that haven't didn't do this the last time, we basically just had a fun group session where we talked about the tournaments, the state they're in. I did manage to get, for the most part, everything, I'm fairly certain, aside from maybe some of the tournament units, but those are going to be collectibles, so I'm not too concerned with that. I think most people are concerned about meta units, where they stand, what are some thoughts on it. So, again, for me, at least, this is just how I see the current units after playing with them and testing them out a bit. It's kind of nutty, some of them, but I think it's going to be cool. So, first off, the update I think is pretty good. Let's start from there, right? So the update in general introduces a whole variety of units. The units is a product of, you know, AV's new dev team and their design and them cooking different types of units. They've actually been doing a good job, and I think the balance so far is kind of crazy because to a degree you have some battle pass units right now that are just absolute menace. But your Vanguards still feel strong. I think that's important. The Vanguards still feel so powerful, and that's important. They're not going to creep on the Vanguards. The unique design for the passives are also important because it kind of sets the tempo going forward, right, for more updates as they've kept creating. So they've been doing a good job. Let's put that out there first off. I really do enjoy the units. Some people are kind of pissed about things that have no reason to be. They're either not reading or haven't tried stuff or are just falling into the whole random chat hype. So, and to be fair, even after watching this, unless you've tried a unit for yourself, I would definitely recommend trying for it before you settle on a situation for a unit. Again, these are just my kind of recommendations and how I see it. So we'll talk about each one as we go through. So I think a great one to start off with is, let's go with an easy one for meta support. Let's bring him in. Mr. Hercule. Alright. This guy definitely lands himself in meta support. I think he can be used fairly everywhere for the most part. I mean, even if you're not using him for his buff and you're using for the acceleration, yeah, I think he's a great fortune unit. Yeah, I think he's a great fortune unit. I haven't tried him out as Deadeye, so I think I want to test that out real quick. So, not Deadeye, as Monarch. So I'm curious. So we can jump into testing. At least now you should be able to see the screen. Let's see. It's like Deadeye should be fine, but I think he'll do just fine with Fortune. I think Fortune is the way to go for him. I do want to check something out real quick. Either way, he lands himself in meta support tier. There's no doubt about it. He'd go inside the box with the other supports right now. Oh, you know what? I could just do that, because then it pops out. Oh, it pops out right after. Sick. Old man's getting this to work. Bam, there we go. Perfect. Easier. Hey, how's it going? So, yeah, we can review his passive real quick so we take a look at the unit. So, yeah, so the unit right now, he unleashes attack, chance to do no damage, but he increases money earned from any farm unit on the map by 2% per upgrade on the unit. So this is pretty valuable. I think this is going to require a bit more math to take into account. I'll tell you that right now, to guarantee, you know, how you're min-maxing your money usage and when you drop Hercule and when you decide to increase. So I'll definitely be working towards trying to get a video on that too. I need to do the math for myself so I fully understand where to include him. But I think this unit overall as a whole, just being dropped, is super strong. He fits the role of being a support perfectly. The additional buff bonus is crazy, that it's already 10% attack bonus and 15% crit damage. Note, it's crit damage. And then for Dragon Sphere units, our DBZ fellows, It's doubled. It's effectively doubled to 30% crit damage and 20% attack. So he's very powerful to play around. So to get the aura for Mr. Boo Arrives, you only need to reach, I believe it's level 7. Upgrade 7. So upgrade 7 is when Mr. Boo arrives. And by playing at least one Mr. Boo Arrives, you're at what? 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah, 14, right? So we're at 14% bonus for every upgrade. So, I mean, overall, just the buff alone is enough to like put him on the team, I think, and just build around Gogeta. So super cool, great unit. Definitely lands himself a slot in meta support easily in this box, all day, every day, no problem. And you guys could definitely just shoot out, tell me what you're thinking when we're talking about this stuff. You know, part of the stream session isn't just for me to like do one video and that's it. Like this is my end all be all. I do enjoy having the conversations with you guys, so let's keep going. Alright, so we did Hercule, great. Boo. Let's do Boo. Boo is good. And yes, he's gonna go into meta DPS. Well, let me get a better copy paste. Yep. Hey, what's going on? So Boo, pretty insane. I'll probably do the same thing for the initial tier list, where I'll take a box and do the same thing. Would I max out Herc? For Hercules, I'd probably only play 1 to 7, and it depends on the money. So you wouldn't really max him out, you would only play 1 to 7. So the Boo, I'm gonna still play around with this, just how it's presented in the video. But I do want to keep the consistency of like, hey, it's an initial tier list, so we're gonna put him around here. But he's probably like up here in between the Aizen and Saber. Just putting it out there. Even for utility, he might even surpass Aizen. Aizen's very strong, but Aizen's expensive. Boo has a lot more synergy. Aizen's more of like a solo player. So let's show Boo a bit more. Boo's up here. Let's do the modifier King's Burden. Because to be fair, I do think the best trade on this is gonna be Monarch no matter what. Might Guy tier. Units that are absolutely insane, that are worth building around, that are just insanely powerful on your team, that you'd be happy to roll on any of them no matter what. Not to say the meta DPS tier list isn't so, but I do see as them being some of the more stronger units. So we can go review that after. So, I should have done it beforehand for you guys. Is that better? Let's do this. So, so the way the tier list works right now, for those who are new to this, is we've taken just a bit of a walk away from the conventional tier list structure, and rather than letters, we kind of assign them, you know, roles where they fit in and how they are overall. I think I might add a more general use tier here. Again, this is just how I enjoy playing the game and how I enjoy playing these different units and trying it out. So we do have like collectibles. This is a tier list. So Might Guy tier, absolute best units. Meta DPS, your damage dealers. Off meta, strong but situational. Meta support, must have, can fit into any to most teams. Off meta support, must have supports that can fit into any team right now, so you kind of just like tech them in when you need to. On the shelf, units on the shelf, you reach for them and dust them off sometimes, and then the garage are units that are just currently weak or just unoptimized but have future potential. So, and collectibles are what they are, collectibles. This is probably the equivalent of I think it was McReaper's Don tier. So, or was that the garage? It's probably the garage. Is his Don tier when he does his tier list. So. Am I a big Naruto fan? No, I just thought it was interesting. The whole Might Guy tier was just because that moment is just pretty sick when Madara goes, I declare you're the strongest of them all. But for me, it's just interesting play around with some of this stuff. Anyway, so back to Boo. So that's kind of how we've broken it down. So Boo's a pretty strong character. Very strong character. I think pretty strong is underrated. He's insanely strong. Let's start with that. So for a mere 1,600 placement, you can play Boo, and then if you want, you just sell Boo, and he turns to Kid Boo. Kid Boo, automatically, anytime this unit kills, they will immediately attack again on the location that enemy was defeated. So bro goes to full AoE on placement, 2 hits. Mind you, you play for 1/6, but sell for 4. So there's so much value just in this as an opener. I love this. I think this is really fun and creative. Because if I don't have the money and I'm focused on accelerating my economy, I can just play Kid Boo. Just go straight into him. And then later, I'll just sell him and then build back if I want to. It's up to you and how you want to play him, right? The reason you might not want to stack as early is because you might not hit the requirements for his upgrade. So his upgrade comes at, where's it at? 7. So his upgrade jumps at 7, and you need to get 50 stacks for transforming. So you do want to be able to stack up, turn them to candy. Turn them to candy. I will say this is super fun, because if you have a Deadeye Jinwoo, you're probably really excited right now too. Because Deadeye Jinwoo can absolutely feed Boo. So yeah, it's pretty exciting because it goes off of summons as well as like the stacks. So it's really nice. It's great interaction. One thing also that's of note is his synergy with Bibbidi Bobbidi. Bobbidi? We'll go Bibbidi Bobbidi. I was having more fun saying that. That new familiar. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. The wiki. That new familiar is pretty insane. Let's just grab that real quick. Okay. This familiar is honestly really insane. 100% worth grinding. It's going to take some work, but it's worth grinding. The reason why is because of this ability that all kills by this unit count as 2 kills, or 0 to 2 kills. So it's going to take a bit of work. You have to roll for it. However, it's going to be well worth it. And at least you're focused on only getting, I would say, the kills versus the curse up top. The curse, in my opinion, is an added bonus up here, like Cosmic or Blast or Holy. That's fine. No issue. But if you get a Manipulating Evil and then you corrupt it once and you go from a 2 to 3 because it bounces up by 50%, I mean, it's just going to go insane. So any kills by the unit counts as 3 kills for any on-kill effects. So on-kill effects. On-kill effects means, right, correct, not just Boo. There's a lot of other units that can take advantage of this. So let me there you are. Let's drop Jinwoo here real quick. I do want to get to we are in well, we'll just have to let it ride. Pupper's very good for Gogeta, absolutely. Pupper's very good for Gogeta. Let's do select enemies. Just put quick 50. Yep, he isn't only good for Boo. Any units that bounces off kills, right? So you can get very creative with the comps and how things work. So first transformation, he goes to Super Boo, no problem. Don't worry about this producing thing. This is something that you can leave him on, but it doesn't carry over in between upgrades. I thought it did, but it doesn't. But it's still broken, still strong, 30% damage buff in whatever state he's in as he builds up. So pretty good. Once we have enough summons. Let's grab some more real quick. Alright, Bootonks. So this one is really good. Every 10 enemies killed by this unit, summon in a basic summon for 70% of this unit's attack stat. I'm pretty sure the interaction with Bibbidi Bobbidi is it would take less kills, since this is going based on number of kills, if this is a proc. So he should be able to spawn a lot more ghosts, like frequently. So we'll see how that interaction works in terms of the counter. I wish there was a little like counter for that. However, the spawns go off 70% of this unit's attack stat, so it doesn't scale infinitely, kind of like Jinwoo's. Rather, this kind of fights for tempo, sort of like Yamamoto's. One thing I really like about the ghosts, by the way, for this unit, is that they spawn in the back. Guys, the unit minions, they spawn in the back. They don't spawn at its maximum range. So you can have a lot of time to save up this extra damage. Boo is very, very powerful. Yeah, Boo is extremely powerful. So just that alone makes him very strong. They could have stopped there, right? They could have stopped there, but they didn't. You transform again. And he's even stronger. So now on this buff, he's able to buff all Dragon Sphere units by 10% attack and 30% crit chance. So, absolutely insane. Great unit. Now all of a sudden you have a unit that can not only deal tons of damage, but actually buff your nearby units, which gives you a lot more synergy when you're playing Gogeta, Vegeta, whatever you want to play. They could have stopped there, but they didn't stop there, right? We have, oh, not enough stocks. Let's go get some more stocks. Let's go get some more stocks real quick. Alright, they could have stopped there, but they didn't. We end up getting Buhan, so you can go one more further. This right here is also unique because he doesn't gain stacks, but when the enemy is defeated, the enemy explodes, dealing 50% of this unit's damage in a small AoE. This instance cannot damage the same enemy twice. However, you know, this also goes off unit procs, so Bobbidi apparently is going to work on this too, or does work on this already, which makes him even more insane. So that extra blast that he's going to end up doing can proc 3 to however many times. It may not hit the same enemy twice, but we'll see what the numbers on that look like. I don't have a strong Bobbidi right now, but I mean, you can bet this is going to be a very unique mechanic and interesting interaction between the familiars and then boosting the units. So I think that was plenty of glazing on Boo, if you kind of get the picture here. He's really amazing. Really strong unit. And then if you really want to, you can just sell him. I like the idea of keeping him here if you're playing with your other units, because at the end of the day, he is just providing that additional bonus and buff. So super nice to see, but then you can just sell him if you want. And he retains the damage bonus. And yeah, he retains the damage bonus for every transformation. And anytime he kills, he'll immediately attack again on the same location the enemy was killed. So you get to play with a really aggressive monster here if that's what you want to do, if he's kind of a solo player for you and you don't have a bunch of Dragon Ball Z units. But I really do think his best form is probably the final form before you sacrifice him. So Buhan. Very, very powerful, great unit. Let's put that back up there. So well-deserved placement. Honestly, just because of his synergy, I might even put him in front of Aizen. Aizen is great, but the amount of synergy this unit has, in addition to his range and his reach, is really good. So at least for me, I'd probably end up sliding him in front of Aizen here. Aizen is great overall, don't get me wrong. The dude's a machine. But he needs either enablers, like Toto, to keep up with a unit. And then he doesn't have as much synergy, right? He's just a death machine blender that people walk into. And they either die or they don't. They don't die, then, you know. Yeah, so I'm not afraid to say, hey, if you're watching this stream and you really want to get one of the new units, who do I roll Monarch for? Definitely try for Boo at some point. I think Boo is really good. So Boo's very strong. Alright, what else we got next? Plenty of glazing of Boo. Alright. Okay, this one's fun. So this one's fun, and depending on how you use it, I think it's more of a tech, but I think it counts as meta support, and I'm okay with leaving him here. This is, again, initial. It's going to be Gohan. Gohan's more of a tech. He's like a starter unit that can kind of accelerate your stuff, but he still deals tons of damage. So we'll use him real quick. Let's change the lineup. Yeah, he's already meta for tournaments, huh? There you go. So there's your ultimate Gohan. Well, there you go. So, you know, already, even if you feel like playing whatever unit you want to play, you drop a unit, bam, Gohan's right there, right next to him. That's a free unit drop for the, you know, steep price of 0. You can't beat that. It's free. This is literally a free unit that drops, and he's insane. Upgrade 3 is the only requirement to get to his double attack. It's really not bad at all. It's very early. For the fact you don't even have to place him down to this cost, I mean, yeah, this is solid. So even if you're looking just for a good starter, just opener to have on the team to help you out, I mean, this is a different kind of tech. Yeah, placing Gogeta and then, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Monarch on him is crazy. It's absolutely worth. 30% crit rate, anytime he crits, he follows up with attack 2. The status immunity is just icing on the cake at this point. This is already good enough as is. This is what you're looking at, is the extra crit rate into the second attack. You know, with the right familiar, he's already at, what, 40% right now? I probably could get maybe a little higher if we roll big on a corruption. So, yeah. I think that's enough said for that, but I mean, let me see his max. Yeah, and his max is still solid. 104k, and anytime it kills, or anytime it crits, he attacks again. Like look, I mean, look at the value. Anytime he'll just attack again. He'll just attack one more time anytime he crits. So, pretty solid. Pretty solid unit. So, and then for 4-second SPA, it's just, yeah, well worth. Alright, let's go back. So, perfectly comfortable leaving him up here just as a tech. But he's probably going to be in there for tournaments, and like you said, you're already seeing him for tournaments, so that value to be able to wave skip is helpful. So, really insane unit. A lot of people were like underestimating him, I think, and once they started seeing the value, they're like, oh man, he's pretty nuts. All right, who do we have after? So we dropped Mr. Satan, Mr. Hercule. Oh, this one's gonna be good. Let's drop. Let's just drop this one straight up as is. So I am not too sure if I'm gonna create like an in-between tier. I don't know. This one's pretty unique. So his DPS is quite up there. He's meta. Is very strong in terms of DPS. I don't know yet if how feasible it is all the time. I'm half and half on this right now, but I think I'm leaning more towards meta support. Here's what we're talking about. So one of my moderators, Primal One, we were playing during the update, he was like, man, this is kind of broken because he has full AoE, stun, and slow. And he talked about a three placement for 1000. It makes sense to me. I started getting on board and I really liked it. So at the end of the day, you play the game how you want, but having a full AoE stun and slow is kind of insane. So there's Goku. And every time he swaps on entry, he's gonna either stun or slow based on the form. So what you can do is, you can wait till he swaps one time, you can leave it automatic if you want to, and then swap him out. So once he swaps, then I place the other one, and I can kind of offset the timing. You do this, you're getting some sort of value when it comes down to full AoE slows and stuns. It depends on the game mode that you want to do. But this type of variant is a tech. It's like an off-meta support tech. It's probably not even meta. This is probably a little tech that you want to try to see if you can stall out or get a little more value on slows and stuns. But for the low price of 1K for 3 placement with marksman range, it's not bad at all. And they're just handling it themselves, and it's full AoE. So if you get a nice placement, I mean, you're getting some good value. Sometimes you just need to stall for a few seconds on a match, or stall before you ramp up. So I'd probably put this variant, this tech, as like an off-meta support tech. So let's do justice though. Let's do justice. Hold on, we're gonna reset this game mode, and we will put the modifier. We will put King's Burden. So, Ethereal could be. Maybe the 20% SPA feels better to play. Again, it's an off-meta support tech, what I just tried and showed you, but it's not set in stone as something. I mean, even Solar would probably be great on him. So I think I was going for Solar, but I didn't get Solar. I landed Marksman, so I just kept that. So here's how he is on placement right now. Come back, Gohan. Oh, that's another little tech too. You place Gohan, and you just sell him if you need the 550. Different kind of value system, but yeah, you get the 550, drop another farm, have a little fun there. Okay. So we'll do this unit justice. Initial thoughts on placement, honestly, it is underwhelming. I completely agree. I got it. He's a crazy character from the DBZ universe. I get it. You know, I've watched Kai. I've watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z. I've completed the series and stuff. I just haven't watched the new one, Dragon Ball Z. I got it written here. Daima. There we go. Daima. I had it written down because Yuhaba is the other one that I don't say properly. Is having fun. All right. So he does take too long. It only feels good for Infinite, right? Because of the swaps. He has to achieve 13 swaps before he transforms. His initial range on placement is like, you know, kind of subpar for the unit right now. I know on max it probably feels a lot better, but just the initial placement, it's like kind of okay for the range, but not as great. You got to understand too, by design, like this is a secret unit, right? This is a secret unit. It's not intended to surpass or even equalize to Gogeta. Just putting that forward, right? It's not supposed to surpass or equalize Gogeta. So just understand that at least. Yeah, Monarch Buu is good. Yeah, we talked about that a bit. He would pair well with Virgil though. Depends. So talking about Virgil, will jump into Virgil in a second. Yes, I did. So we're going over this part for the tier list. We're going over where he lands. So his DPS is up there for sure. They are more versatile. Right. So in infinite game mode, at least the way I see it, the unit itself, like infinite game mode, you have to understand too, is a very tight roster. Yeah, we did do you missed a few Retali. So Infinite Game Mode has such a tight roster already, so as more of these damage units come in, you have to like cut and figure out where they fit. What do we need? 7 more? Okay. Yeah, just let them cook while we let them build up. Yeah, so one of the big issues, right, quite obviously, is that it takes too long to actually swap for this unit to get to Vegito. Like, again, you don't have to play. You don't have to play Vegito all the time. You can just let them swap back and forth, right? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm a huge fan of Yuhaba. I'm a huge fan of Aizen, right? It does. It does. I think as a new player, though, even if you haven't gotten your full roster, let's be real. Aizen does take a minute to get. He's 3 sacrifices. Yuhaba takes a minute to get. He also requires a lot of Rift tokens. This is a very easy unit to get, and I think it's not a bad idea. It's just not to the power level people were thinking. Power level, yeah, there we go. He's not to the power level that people were thinking he'd end up being at, right? Um, his damage on the nuke, I guess, can go pretty high and looks good, but the 3-minute wait for a nuke, and it's just a full AOE. I just don't know how impactful that is in an infinite mode when the minion's health go into the billions. So I think if I charge up a nuke for 3 minutes, it should nuke the map and wipe it. Like, that would be insane. If it changed to wiping the map, like a one-time wipe, that would be good. For a 3-minute charge, and you gotta time it so you can min-max that last wave, I think that would be cool. This unit's not ready to fuse, still 7 of 13. Oh, because Kakarot's still charging. Well, yeah, he's charging. I think I'm on like a 3-minute timer still. Where's my He's still gathering energy back here. He's gathering energy. The auto swap messes up now because they're trying to fix the duplicating unit. Yeah, Kakarot's taking his time right now. You think he's bugged? Yeah, use Spirit Bomb. He's still charging. He's still charging his Spirit Bomb up here. Yeah, I think he's just still charging up his Spirit Bomb for 3 minutes. Let him do his thing. Let him do his thing, and then they'll swap. You think the nuke clears the map because it does a lot of damage. Right, so it does a lot of damage, but you gotta think too, at some point, the damage cap in an infinite game mode it's just not gonna help as much. Oh, there we go. Now they're swapping. Great. Goku's back. Yeah, it's really not gonna help as much. For 3-minute wait, if he does the soul bomb, like at some point I think it should nuke the whole map and clear it. And it's a one-time use. Where did I get? Oh, I'm using King's Burden on modifier. I'm using King's Burden on modifier right now. That's what I'm using. So, yep, and he takes too long. In infinite, we hit on that. Great. What else? No, we didn't get into Virgil yet. Or Dante. So aside from that, he also has to compete with, it does 195 million with Monarch, right? I don't think it's that much. It does 1.9. There you go. We're at 11. Let's wait till he hits 13. We're still waiting till he hits 13. Hold on. No, yeah, I'm saying that if he used the bomb, he should just like actually bomb the whole map. That's the only change I would make, and that would make him more viable for infinite probably. Just because that damage cap of 1.9 is not going to do anything when you're, 24 hours into an infinite leaderboard run. So after seeing well, I guess quick on that, Jax, I'm not ignoring you, but I did see Valk's video and him talking about it. He does see Virgil is better because of the animation speed affects the attack damage, obviously. So um, the animation wind up for Dante is a little longer, so it's interesting. More of an accurate thing rather than a strong thing. Yeah, I mean, it's just that if he was meant for the infinite mode at some point to get the value, you would want to have some sort of value toward the end. I think. Hey, watch this bomb 3 minutes, Tickles. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. We'll go to the fusion. Bam. They do a little Potara's earrings here. So, I mean, this is very strong. Super Vegito by himself. Just having the ignore damage reduction, having the rupture, like, very strong unit. On entry, he's got 100% damage boost. I could easily see that if you play into this in world lines and kind of extend the skips, turn off auto skip, and try to play into it, this would be a really powerful boost for 40 seconds. You know, it's just 40 seconds, you gotta make the most out of it. But it's still very expensive to play. So he still has that 100% boost on right now. It should come off. Yep, so it comes off now. Something crazy and infinite. Well, I mean, even comparing the two right now, if you were to compare Vegeta to Gogeta, you got to remember though, like one's a Vanguard, one's a secret. The actual range and how they attack are just completely different. You know, Gogeta has like this full-on cone. Gogeta's got a lot more range that he covers too, and you got to understand the roster is tight for infinite modes. Yeah. I will say though, a huge plus side was this unit's accessibility. I think everyone was happy about like the Potara earrings and how to get them. That it was, you know, just kind of like this quirky, fun way to really get it real quick. So, all right. So, as of right now, he'd be more toward the end tier of. He isn't cutting into Yuhaba and Aizen for World Line. Oh, no, absolutely, I agree. It's just if the person wants to play with him, right? Like, if you decided to roll on Vegito and you didn't have Yuhaba or Aizen, then yeah. That's all I'm saying. So, where's he at? So, I do think his DPS is up there because his damage is respectable for what it is. He probably fit into at least the infinite category. Maybe world lines. That's about it. At least for his DPS state. So we'll leave it at that. That's, you know, Vegito in a nutshell. Just like, I don't think he's an infinite unit, but the only reason we're talking about infinite units here is if we need a ruptured unit. If we need a unit for rupture, that's probably the only tech. Is some maps we take Cucullin for infinite modes. So in those maps I'd take Cucullin, I would just swap out Cucullin and just put in Vegito. That's the only swap I would probably do. Because all you'd do is you'd play Vegito near the spawn. His SPA is so low it's not going to matter. You just put him to closest, and that's it. And you could use him for infinite, because rupture is enough. Quite literally, it's what you need at some point. So this will definitely work its way in, more so for yeah, infinite modes. So, but as rupture, he's too expensive for traded tournaments, right? So okay, here's the thing too for this tier list, by the way. What I'll do, the same thing. I'm just gonna grab the icons, and it'll be like. You know what's funny though? Is even though I put infinite for it here, I'm using him as a support unit. Let's cut him out then. Nah, let's cut him out then. Cut him out. Just cut him. I don't care. Just putting it here. Because it don't matter. You play him for Rupture anyway in Infinite. You play him for Rupture. You play him for Rupture. It's just not practical. I'm gonna stick to my guns here. Say what you want. We'll leave him here as a meta support that we're replacing instead of Cucullin. Yeah. The time and money. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, just gonna leave it here. I mean, he might... No, I think that's fine, because he stun slows, and then one of them can be on Rupture. Yeah. Hold on. Yo, Marksman is just better. Wait, Marksman's just better, even for Infinite, actually. What am I talking about? Because you would have one of them go straight to Vegito, and you'd have the other two just, like, kind of swap. So you'd have one slow stun, and then the other one is just doing his own thing with Rupture at a 3-second SPA. Yeah. That's perfectly fine. Leave him as is for right now. That's how he's set. Yeah, I'm not gonna try to oversell the unit. It is what it is. That's where he is right now. That's where he is right now. That's how he plays. Leave him there. Next, what do we got next? I think that does it for those guys. What else? Hercule, Gohan. Alright, Virgil and Duante. Virgil, Duante. For now, what I'll be doing is placing them up here in meta DPS. They might go actually higher than that depending on the situation. I have to actually do numbers for this, because this is like... It's actually a lot... I can't lie, it's a lot of work to even talk about some of these numbers. It's kind of wild. So we got Dante, and we got Virgil. Yeah, both, I think, just extremely powerful units right now. Deadeye for Dante, and I think Monarch for Virgil right now. Yeah, they're absolutely insane levels of DPS. Like, absolutely insane. Is he bugged? Oh, he's bugged. Alright. So right now... Drop him right here. Boo is so OP, he's as good or better than Gogeta. Yeah, I mean, it's possible he just goes up a tier based on the utility. I think with the right familiars equipped on him, he might just be better in some cases. But as a starter, like as an opener in a game mode, he's really strong. And then as he ramps up and hits kind of his peak, he's very, very good. Is Deadeye Jinwoo better than Monarch? Alright, so hold on. Before we knock this out real quick. Because there's still some, where we at? Where's my icons? Oh, gotta do better with the icons. There it is. Great. So, Deadeye and Monarch. These are like kind of equal up here, and it just depends on your playstyle, okay? Let me just fix that right off the rip again. Just that was gonna be part of the update for the tier list anyway, so fix this all later. Either one, it's up to you. It's however you want to play the unit. He fits into team comps both really well differently. So let's jump right into Dante. Dante on placement, 1 SPA. We are using the Granny Familiar. That bumps his crit up all the way to 60% right now because the 5% plus the Deadeye. Deadeye by far has got to be his best trait right now. I don't think you'd want to get Monarch on him. I accidentally got it accidentally. I was kind of pissed. I can't lie, I was kind of pissed about it. But yeah, so here we are. We got Dante. Yeah, I did roll on him for Deadeye. Yeah, it was so bad. It was so bad. That's why he's not the shiny one. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. It was so bad. You're just going for Deadeye and then you get that. because you just want to play him like this. So the cool thing about his unit is that on upgrade he gains the 25% crit. He gets jackpot, right? So once he hits upgrade 2, jackpot's pretty crazy. So every crit follows up an attack by 1. If the attack crits, it's followed up again by attack 2. If attack 2, attack 3, attack 3, attack 4. All the follow-up attacks do minus 50% damage. This is insane. This mechanic, this whole thing, already is really, really nuts. It's a lot of damage he just pumps out. Even though he's Deadeye and you're like, oh man, it's not Monarch DPS. Let me tell you, I think this is going to be a very insane unit. I'm excited for Shrine's math on it. I gotta do math and then like compare my numbers to what Shrine is putting out. But I'm excited for when Shrine does like a DPS thing of this, because this is ridiculous. Let me actually cut this real quick. Put the sound. Oh. Alright, there we go. Yeah, 135% is to make sure he doesn't he hits, yeah. I did see that he added the extra one to make Monarch good on him, right? I mean, corruption by itself, I fully understand that, like, it makes it somewhat viable. I completely get it. Anything over 100 does not make a difference. There we go, we get the sound going and everything. So, one of the things that I understood when I watched Valk's video when he talked about this was the unit itself does take a while to actually complete the hits, okay? That's just something that's going to happen. It's part of his animation. That's why he rated Virgil much better. So, it was interesting to see. There is a new crit familiar as well, right? It goes to, it's 5%. But Granny probably going to 15% is going to be much better. You have nothing concrete about the excess crit thing. Can I show the second guy in my team, the cosmetic, Virgil's cosmetic? Yeah, we can check it out after. No worries. On Padaru, I have Monarch, Jinwoo, and Gogeta. Do I roll on update? Yeah, let's do this real quick. Alright. Lock back in. So we go health multiplier. He put the explosion. Whoa, that's a lot of explosions. 50 enemies. Let's go amount 1, multiplier 999. Select enemy, explosion. Alright. Let's leave it like this. Let's see how much he does back to back to back. Right now he's still hitting back to back. That's off the first attack. It's just one animation after another after another. Is Gohan spawned? Gohan, go away. Gohan, go away. Hold on. I got it. Gotta get used to that interaction. I can't lie. I forgot him on the bar. There we go. Alright, paying attention to the total damage here right now. He's still attacking. He hasn't stopped. SS. It's pretty cool to see the little visual for the combos indicating how he's doing. Bro, this is by himself. This is just by himself. This is not even with... Like, I love the little damage indicators here. Like, the little indicators that shows his combo is really nice. They were your idea? Good job. Hey, we already said that we would put Nether's Raise in the suggestions tab, right? That someone's going to do that from this channel? Okay. Yeah. Alright. So yeah, absolutely insane DPS. Just on, like, these guys are already catching up. 666k. From that point, he was already halfway. Brother over here did 1 point... Like, this is insane. 1.23 million from the boss going from one side to the other. Yeah. Pretty insane. I can't lie. Pretty insane. So, this unit, just where it's at. Hold on, let's cut the sound real quick. Drop back. Actually no, we're gonna do Virgil 2. Yeah, each letter means he's doing a follow-up. So when he's hitting those S's, I mean, by the looks of it, it looked like while he's switching and doing his follow-up attack, his initial attack is already going through the cooldown phase. That's what I'm getting from this. So by the time he's finished all the attacks, he can attack again. So he's just attacking consecutively after switching weapons and doing his thing, right? So it looks like he just keeps on attacking consecutively. It's not like, oh, he attacks 5 times and then he waits 7 seconds. The dude is constantly attacking. You keep up that rhythm. It's pretty cool. Yeah. Honestly, well-designed unit. Really fun to see. Really great animation. I know we joked about it all the time when we were streaming, but for me, it's like a Devil May Cry update with some extra DBZ units right now. Because these guys are just like taking over right now. And you'll see how Virgil looks when we drop him right now. But I did see Valk's video on Virgil 2, and I was excited that I did because that really helped for this video, or this stream. Where's it at? So he's up here, meta DPS. I mean, the dude might even be very close to Might Guy tier at this point too. It just really depends. The numbers got to be ran on him to see the cost effectiveness of the unit. But I mean, he's kind of like up here for me right now, and he's so cheap to play around with and play with too. So to see just one placement of a Deadeye doing that much damage is really insane. They put good love into Battle Pass units, and the fact that the BP units are free. The fact that BP units are free, guys. Like, everybody's got to lock in and realize there's a lot of creativity going on here for the units, and the fact they gave you such a strong damage dealer at level 25 is insane on a battle pass. And he does not need Monarch. Just so you know, he actually plays in a different way with Deadeye instead. And yes, you can make Monarch a little more viable with the familiars and playing into that, but to understand that they gave you a free unit that you get by playing that is absolutely godlike right now. The damage feels crazy. So right now for the initial tier list, he's here. He's up here right now. I think they cooked. They did a good job. Yeah, people freaking out about some of the stuff is just the whole like fear-mongering thing. Don't even worry about that. Just be happy with the units we got right now because they're actually pretty insane. So let's go back to it. Next meta DPS up here is Virgil. Okay, and with all due respect, I will say sometimes the VFX can be a little bit overwhelming. So it's cool, but it can be a little bit overwhelming. So if you are prone to any visual effects that may affect you, please avert your eyes, okay? Avert your eyes. I am going to put the modifier King's Burden on him. So this way we can leave it here. King's Burden I do think is just Monarch's going to be what you want on Virgil. Oh, I think I'll find myself playing the Deadeye version. I'm gonna try to make that work and play around with it. So here we have Virgil. Wait, I gotta adjust the team for him too. So here you're gonna want to take something like Emmy. This was already in my head when I read the passive, but it was cool to see Valk put it because he just like kind of confirmed like, yeah, of course Emmy keeps them stunned longer. Duh, it's gonna work better. Roku's stun is not gonna be as consistent here, so you could take Esdeath if you want with the time stop sync. I agree if you want to. Phoboko is a faster freezer, but I don't know if it's necessarily better because you'd want them under the duration a little longer. And her range is actually kind of insane too. Like Emmy's range is insane, so it's pretty good. So I guess for right now we can bring Sasuke real quick. I don't think you'd want to bring Yoruichi because he really wouldn't be stunned, right? Because she'll consume the stun. So what we'll do is Emmy's stun inconsistent? So anytime she attacks a frozen enemy, yeah, either you get a longer freeze or the stun plus wounded. But the stun wounded only applies once though, that's the thing. So you'd have to buy, sell, resell the stun. Because Kisuke doesn't stun on every hit. He stuns one time, right? He stuns on the first hit of a new enemy. Esdeath would be fine too. We can bring Esdeath too. Where's Sukuna? Sukuna's probably in the garage somewhere. Hold on. I'll check him. Where's he at? Sukuna is in, he's probably in the garage. Okay. Animation's already off the rip. Really good. Can I test him? He bleeding really good. On Padaru, have better time to give present, but lower the damage. Okay, hold on. We'll go into familiars. I don't want to go off track here. Let's lock back into Virgil. Alright. So let's select enemies. Grab the explosion. So requirement for him to even start kicking off is level 5. Level 5, he does a hit. Every 4 seconds he'll do a hit. No problem. What you do is you play something that freezes. And after the enemy's stun, he's gonna try to combo off the stuns and the freeze. So maybe you watch closely and then when he gets stunned again... Oh, he already ramped up. There you go. Alright, he's gonna start killing my screen. Poof. Just drop Sasuke down. A, B, A, B. He's just... Bro just keeps attacking. S, S. Bro, he just keeps going. Wait. By the way, he does follow-ups during CC lockout? No. No, guys. No, he's broken. You said during CC lockout. There's no way, brother. How during CC lockout? That is broken. How during CC lockout he gets used? I didn't even know it was during CC lockout. Alright. So CC lockout is the time that the duration of that little thing is on too. That's wild. Yeah, his clone does damage too. But his clone, from my understand, also attacks when he attacks, and it's not affected by this range. You know. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the support. But from my understanding, when I saw Valk's video, he brought it up that even though he's in this range, the doppelganger is still able to hit regardless. Like, this range is irrelevant to the doppelganger. This is wild. Like, absolutely wild. That you're 1,420. There's plenty of people with that level, brother. There's no surprise. I just didn't leave my stuff on for 2 days. Yeah. That's wild. Yeah. How many did I spend on who? I didn't get Monarch yet on Virgil. That's definitely something would be sick to get in the future. Yeah, this guy's looking god tier right now. It just follows up off the main attack, so it doesn't matter. Ah, dude, Virgil's so powerful. Bro, it works on CC lockout. That's insane. Bro's just killing him. It's so much fun to use. Transition to showcase real quick. That's crazy. The glaze for this unit. It's so well deserved though. It's actually insane. That's hilarious. Dude, the fact that it's by CC lockout too. Alright. Alright, that's insane. Alright, so that covers Virgil. I think well, after Nether just cleared that up, he's definitely moving up a tier. I'm sorry, I just don't see him not being quite literally one of the best units right now in the game. Yeah, he's absolutely one of the best units in the game. It's definitely up there. Put Virgil up here for right now. I mean, he's that's just really insane. Is it worth the watch? Unsure. Unsure. Boo might be a Mike Guy tier, no glaze. That's funny. Dante right now I have him as meta DPS, but I do think Virgil surpasses him just because he's able to combo out of CC lockout like that. The follow-up attacks are small circles. I mean, that's fine that the follow-up attacks are small circles. If it's focused on boss kills, that's fine. Because you just focus on boss and it's gonna work. Don't say he's godly on the tier list. This is an initial review. You can feel how you like. That's kind of insane, that damage. He said no. So CC lockout is when I freeze an enemy, and when the enemy's frozen, I can't freeze them immediately again, okay? So watch this. This is CC lockout here. So I'm fighting a boss. You freeze the boss. There. Now the boss is frozen. There's a point in time that I cannot refreeze, and it's this little thing here. I am locked out for freezing. But what I can do is I can stun. Now that I'm stunning... Well, yeah, if you buy, sell, resell Kisuke, yeah, then that's 20% for the stun lockout plus the wound. For the wound for the initial, because he attacks so fast. Yeah, it makes sense. But you would buy, sell, replace Kisuke at that point. You would just buy, sell, replace, which is fine in like an infinite mode. I mean, yeah, for the most part, yeah. He's locked till 5, but 5 isn't too bad for ramp. Five, so what? Four by. So you're looking at almost 20k. 20k upgrade costs total. It doesn't feel bad to get to 5. Is Dante like meta DPS? Yeah, I do think Dante's up there as meta DPS. Virgil's just like feels really insane right now. Like, Virgil's actually really crazy. It's really fun to see such a cool unit. What's the second best trait for Boo at the moment? Think Deadeye? I don't think you go for a second best trait. I don't think you go for a second best trait. For Boo, it feels like a Monarch or nothing type deal. Monarch is just very, very good. It's hard to compromise. You need Deadeye on Dante and Monarch on Virgil. Yeah. Dante is going to be better with no trait right now. But I mean, let's say you do traitless world lines. I mean, he's already going to be really strong in like a Spark environment too. Because not only is he buffed, you still can play around this double hit for 3 copies. I mean, by far, he does feel like one of the strongest units this update. Like, I gotta definitely run the numbers and play around with it some more. But between Dante and Virgil, they are up there as like the strongest units, is what it feels this update. Their damage is quite literally insane. I mean, you saw it for yourself. Sun Jin Woo or Dante Virgil. Oh man, they're different in their own ways though, because Jinwoo has a lot more control game style. You have to understand Dante Virgil's focused on, you know, combos and damage. Like that's their main plan. That's the game plan. Jinwoo's got a bit more like control oriented style. That's funny. I'm playing around this right now with range. Wait, I'm playing around this with range 1. That's funny. Oh yeah, I'll put that up there. Here guys. Spark is immune to damage debuffs. There you go. I'll just leave it there. Who would be the priority to roll Monarch on, Boo or Virgil? I'd probably do Virgil because of accessibility right now, and he can fit onto any team. Because you don't have to really build around him too much. You're just looking at a CC, some sort of support that you would have brought anyway in the first place. You were gonna bring a support unit. You can't lie and say you weren't gonna bring a support unit at some point, you know? So yeah, pretty awesome, pretty cool to see. All right. Yeah, I mean, why does the stream have 138 viewers? We have 138 viewers right now. No way. I even know. Dude, I thought we had like 40 people. Hey, appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you for tuning in. This is awesome. If you haven't yet, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Helps with the algorithm, helps with the support. I have fun doing tier lists like this with you guys, honestly. I think there's more value out of it when we get to talk about it and test different things. And honestly, getting fact check is really fun. You know, getting fact checked is fun, and learning about different combos and things, it helps a lot. It helps a lot. I don't want to jump to a conclusion and then just do it without getting fact checked like that. So that's helpful. But I really don't mind leaving him up here for right now. I just want to leave Virgil here for now. That's where I'm going to do it. That's my opinion. That's insane. I do want to play around and see the numbers on it to see the value, but yeah, it's actually a really insane unit. Yeah, it's awesome to see. How do I get multiple world lines unit? I had another one. Because the portal. Where do I place Freerin? Freerin. Is Freerin fixed? is an H-bomb on Death ability, you can charm him and his clone. That makes sense. You just charm him and his clone. That's disgusting. What playstyles do SJ and I have with Monarch and Deadeye? I do have a video that shows Jinwoo with Monarch and Deadeye. Yeah, I do have a video out there right now that shows the different playstyles. You don't know if her ability was fully fixed, but have you checked her Gamba? No, I haven't, honestly. Let's do it now. Nether made a huge promise on stream, guys. He made a promise that he would fix Gamba freerun. Made a promise he would fix Gamba freerun. For those who are unfamiliar with Gamba freerun, freerun has a unique ability. Freerun can spawn chests. Chests give you money, potentially. It has a chance to. So, we have a tech here called Gamba freerun. He calls this schizo freerun because he's like, some weirdo's gonna just drop a bunch of chests and go for money. So we have Gamba freerun. Every time you play freerun, freerun spawns chests. I click freerun, and I just go and I collect the chest. That's it. That's the Gamba tech. The thing is, freerun leaves these chests out here, and you can collect them over time whenever you want. So toward the end of the game, if you've been playing for a while on a map, you can actually pick up a bunch of chests and maybe max out some of your OP units. You know what, Nether? I do wonder if Hercule affects the regen. I don't think it does though. Not the regen, the money. It's only farm units. Never mind. Doesn't count. That would be cool though. Let's keep playing until we see something. I don't know if it counts as a farm unit. That should, I mean it should if it's generating money. You might suggest that. Dude, I'm gonna bring it to World Lines. I'll bring it to World Lines. That'd be sick. Telling you guys, suggestions tab. Someone for Nether. That'd be funny. Well, I mean, she should have a thing that says amount of money generated. Bro, if you see 1,200, let me know. This is Oh, BPU units were never being fodder. I haven't ever heard them say that. I've never heard that one. Fodder is always like kind of the leaderboard units and stuff. I can't even tell if the money's working. I didn't pay attention. I'm like looking for the number. Should be instant, yeah. Yeah, you can run double farm, freerun, and Satan, yeah. That would be fun. You have 100 rerolls, I'll spin on Dante. Is that better than spinning on Virgil? It's up to you and what you want to do. I tried to spin on, then nobody will want to grind them, yeah. Leaderboard units were supposed to be fodder, yeah, that's the whole point of BP. Yeah, I mean, it's a fair point. So, it's a fair point. So yeah, I mean, this is the Gamba freerun style. That's it. It's just play for money like this. It was hard to see if the money thing worked. I'll have to check again later. What do I think is the best team update overall? I think right now they have a lot of synergy with each other, these units, especially the Saiyan units. So, if you're interested in playing like Gogeta, Boo, and a few other units, like Gohan and Mr. Hercule over here, I think it'd be pretty good. Because you bring 2 farms and then 4 units, that'd be solid. The other choice is probably bringing Jinwoo. You can cut Hercule and play damage, something else. You don't have to play these units. It's just how they fit into your comp. Everyone gets stuck on like, oh man, I should only use this or I should only use that. I should only play this familiar. What's the best familiar? I promise you, every familiar can be good. That's the important thing to remember. Let's go to lobby real quick. Like, The familiar system right now is really crazy. It's very good. So the end game, you guys gotta understand the end game right now for AV. If you're like, man, so what's the point of some of these grinds? Well, first off, inside the story mode, where's it at? Legend stage. So inside the legend stage right now, you have a 5% chance to drop to get the dog and 5% chance to get Bibbidi Bobbidi. All right. These are your two familiars you can kind of like infinitely farm right now. This is a tough grind for sure, but if you do it, at least you'll have a chance to roll some really good crit units. So for those that did miss out on like the cat and stuff from Don Turbo Granny, you're better off farming this at some point. I know I'll be farming this especially to give to Gogeta. This is very powerful. The dog, where you at? There you go. Mr. Pupper over here. He gives that whole 5% damage bonus to blast. He's got the crit rate bonus and crit damage, and then it's doubled for Dragon Sphere units. So, very, very powerful familiar. Don't overlook this for your main damage Dragon Sphere units, your DBZ units. So definitely check that out. The main end of the grind, though. Right, it's a slightly worse Turbo Granny for other units, but on par and actually even better at times for DBZ. Yep. The main grind, though, is corruption. What you want to do is corrupt your familiars so you get good familiars. Good familiars meaning you cut their stats in half, or you double, you cut their stats in half, or you double stats, depending on what it is. So, my familiars didn't hit well, so I don't have anything fancy to show. But if you have like a 10 second, this corrupted 4, so it failed. But a 10 second flat, it got cosmic damage bonus. So at most, I'll probably put this on like Yuha or something. But if you were lucky, you would have a 50% timer reduction to the seconds. So it would be every 5 seconds, Padaru gives you a random present. Padaru's really good because she can generate money. Some of these can double, like some of the bonuses can double. Yeah, you can get really creative and really fancy with, you know, how you want to set up your customizations and your comp for your units. So definitely don't overlook the update. It's fun. I think it's a different kind of end game grind for sure, but it is grindy. It is grindy if you're trying to min-max things. So, but you don't have to if you don't want to, right? Just play what you want, have fun. Odyssey, I know they made the rewards better today from what I saw. So the possible rewards are at least 3 crystals now. So you do get 3 crystals across the intensity. I think it is a slightly harder game mode to play now with the current update, but that's how you'll get the corruption crystals, okay? Do you spin on Dante to save your rerolls for new update? It's up to you. It's up to you. Yeah, but the scaling on it Nether's like very different. So you have to bring Ragnar or you'll have a very hard time. Yeah. If you don't bring Ragnar though, you'll have a very, very hard time. Because they go into the billions of HP. So Ragnar is needed for this. If you're trying to go infinite. Yeah, the scaling changes I think he's needed. It's going to be difficult to play otherwise, I think. Right, Ragnar still solos it for the most part, right? Yeah, no, I mean, look, Odyssey is a new game mode they're testing out right now. It's a work in progress, right? They launched it right now and they're refining the system. So, you guys are all better off giving feedback to the system. You can't just say it sucks without giving a suggestion, right? I've made suggestions in the past for this, and it's just more so about either boosting rewards or adjustments of scaling and stuff because it's too difficult. So that's how I see it right now. Just because the time variant, the time for this that I would spend in this, I would rather probably go farm a trait reroll or something, depending on what it is. But if you're really, you know, down for the corruption crystals, then yeah, you know, maybe spreading it out and then 3 is okay across, but maybe bump up just slightly to make this something people go towards the end for farming. But I don't know. There's a lot they could do with it. It just depends on them and how they want to balance the reward system right now. So, But yeah, overall, good update. I'd probably give this one a solid 8 out of 10. Yep, 8 out of 10. The rewards are good now. Yeah, they actually give you the rewards now. Yeah, it is in a good state right now. Correct. Yeah, it's in a good state. It's in a much better state for this. I do still think that there's gonna be more of that incentive to still focus on eating your mangoes at the table for your challenges and stuff. I get that because people are gonna want to not miss out on stuff. So it really just depends what you want to do in the game. But I know a lot of people are going to focus heavily on saving up trait rerolls for the next update. So, how does that decimal value work for Jinwoo? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that it affects Jinwoo's base arise function. That every kill affects the mana. Because if it's 2% and he gets a 1.7 kill value for 2%, I guess there's math there. So it's quite possible it's a very good familiar for the Deadeye Jinwoo. Maybe for infinite, because by the end of the game you're generating more mana. Just depends. Oh, it doesn't work for meters. Never mind. Never mind. Nether says it doesn't work for meters. Hold up. Yep, doesn't work for meters. Great. It says it right here, guys. It is what it is. It does not work for meters. Alright. Just my opinions on Monarch Vegito. Underwhelming and not worth the rerolls, but if you do it, if you manage to get it, you get it. It's up to you and what you want to go for it. What unit would I suggest to reroll on and not focusing on the update units? I'm a big fan of Yuha. I use this unit in so many game modes. I think Yuha just has an amazing kit that's really versatile. It's just a strong unit. Yeah, that'd be me. I think he's very accessible, easy to get. It's gonna take a while. They fixed the rifts though, so yeah, at least the rift timer's back, and it's fixed now, right? So it's a lot better than before. So I think he's a very powerful unit. Like my recommendation for me, like if I was new to the game and I needed a powerhouse unit to play with, I'd get Yuha. It's just easy to play around. Yeah. Other than Yuha, because you already have him, then it would be either Gogeta or Jinwoo. Jinwoo for the versatility and it's a Vanguard unit, and Gogeta because he's a Vanguard unit again, so he's not going to go out of style. They'll always make sure Vanguards have that kind of superiority over base units. And then after that, the only other thing I would think of right now is probably Boo or Battle Pass units. The BP units look really crazy, and I don't mind rolling on them right now. It's actually insane, the value you get for this type of unit. And then Boo, he is a tough grind, don't get me wrong, 2% chance. I did get very fortunate early on to get Boo, for sure. He ate all my rerolls, so I really lost all my rerolls to Boo, unfortunately. He like gobbled them up, so I can't do nothing about it. But yeah, I would love nothing more than to have Monarch on Boo. I think Boo Monarch is very powerful, and he's probably might be better than Aizen in some cases just because of his utility. Oh, I went like 400 or so plus on Boo. Yeah. Is Boo the biggest W for DBZ characters? I think so. I think Boo has a lot of synergy. Boo has a ton of synergy with all the units just because he's able to buff. He has control over the map because of his kills. He turns the enemies into chocolate. Yeah, the dude's good. Dude's awesome. He's a pretty low cost, and you can go straight into a double hit full AoE with Kid Boo. Aizen is too strong to get off meta DPS, right? No, but I would potentially rank Boo higher than him at some point, just because of his utility as well. Both are great though. Both are exceptional units, don't get me wrong. Is Deadeye good with Boo? I don't think so. I think Boo, for me at this point, is just going to have to be Monarch. That's how I see it. right now just to get the full value of the unit. Because it is based on like him getting kills and then you sacrificing summons. So you do play around a bit with him, but I would use Boo more of as like a setup unit for Gogeta to where I get him to the point that he is buffing everybody. Yeah. Super strong unit. Super strong unit. That's where he's sitting at, him and Dante right now. The reason Virgil's up here is because he's just looking slightly better on his ability to combo off his attacks, especially during CC lockout. I think that's really awesome. So paying attention to how you CC the enemy and play around them. Because a lot of the times when you play for boss kills or playing around in the game modes, you're really paying attention to the CC timer to min-max your damage. So it's nice to be able to play around a unit that synergizes with that playstyle. Because a lot of the times you focus on making sure the stun or the freeze is always on. So if you play that way, you'll actually be able to combo for the most part, like damn near indefinitely. So really sick unit, sick combination. I think there's so much potential here. Like, yeah, very powerful. Very powerful. Why is Gogeta not on meta DPS? Oh, so Might Guy tier, for those who are new here, is the absolute best units. Units I wouldn't mind rolling on, units that I completely agree with are top tier right now. Yeah. And then meta units is, they're some of the best damage dealers in the game. Absolutely. Absolutely. They're some of the best damage dealers. Like, if you got Saber and you had a Saber, no problem. She does tons of damage. You know, Ichigo, same thing. Like, those are the tiers. Oh, show all the tiers. There you go. Oh, you want to see all of them here. We have meta support tier. So meta support, I mean, Gohan's just slightly outside because he's more of a tech for a meta support. And then in here we have the, what's it called, Hercule, because he's going to fit into any comp. No matter what game mode you play, you bring farms. So if you want a little more money toward the end of the game, go for it, right? Slap on a farm unit, slap on the bonuses, and it'll be, you know, sick. It'll be good. We need to change Ichigo for John. We do need to Ichigo for John. So, some off meta supports. Let's see. Any changes to the tier list that I would have made? I'm still unsure about Freerin because she wasn't fixed until now. So I'll have to double check that she works properly. But if she's still in testing, we'll figure it out. But I would like for her to be meta support. The new familiars, what do they do? These are the two new familiars right now. So familiar 1 is any kills counted by this unit count from anywhere between 0 to 2. And then for Mr. Pupper, he increases the crit rate and crit damage, but it doubles for Dragon Sphere units. I got you go Deadeye on Hercule. I think you go Fortune on Hercule. Yeah, I go Fortune on Hercule because I'm more concerned about the money rather than the persistent buff. The buff is like an added bonus for me. Yeah. Lag Shooter solos Might Guy. You want me to put Lag Shooter up there, guys? Alright. Just for y'all, I'll put Lag Shooter up there. Where's he at? Let me see if I have his icon here. I do have it from the assets. Here you go. Alright guys, and then Lag Shooter goes up here. We're going to leave this asset in as is. Alright, that's the model for the game. We got to be one-to-one representative of the models that exist in the game right now. So we'll add the name as well, Lag Shooter. You know, I can't give Lag Shooter his own border. He has a 0.01% chance. If you want to use him to buff income, do Fortune. If you want to use a whole DBZ team, do Deadeye Hercule. Even with Deadeye, I mean, I'm sure the bonus is something else. It's fine. I don't know. For me, in my opinion, I'd stick to Fortune just because I'm probably only going to play to 7 for him and then continue upgrading everything else. So, what program this is? I am Ancient Umbra, so I'm using PowerPoint. having fun using PowerPoint with a tier list. This isn't something I wanted to stray away from the same repetitive tier list videos and different style the same style. I did want to stray away from that and try something new. People seem to do like this, so yeah. Yeah, do take whichever one you get first. He's right about that. Whatever one you land, so you're not wasting rerolls. Use dark themed. I will change it to dark theme later. Thank you though. It's a good idea. Alright. Let's see. Anything else we're missing? The leaderboard units and stuff, I'm not gonna add those in. Those are gonna go to collectibles. So it'll save your eyes. Let me see. Help. Nope. Which units I recommend to roll? I mean, right now. Oh no. So I'll definitely finalize it with that point. But we'll put this here for the Monarch to roll. If you really want to roll Dante, roll Dante. If you roll Dante, roll Deadeye. Yeah, don't worry. I'll be sure to update it and make it more clean for the video. Definitely go for Monarch on him. Monarch and him as well. And for Gohan, Monarch for this. But I'll put like a red arrow thing around it. There's a lot of value if you're playing with this for Monarch. I know in tournaments right now, I guess he's doing really good. Just as a start-off unit to help kill things off. Who is the best familiar? There really is no best familiar overall. The familiars are like tools. You gotta pick which one you want to use for the situation. There is no best familiar. It's about the loadout that you're using for your unit. Are you using Deadeye? Are you using Monarch? You know, what kind of unit is it? What bonuses does it have? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to amp up damage and stuff? Why is Hercule meta support? Hercule's meta support because of his Hercule meta support is up there because of his ability to buff farm units. So at some point you finish upgrading your farms, right? You're still gonna get additional value from this. Hey, what's going on? What's up, brother? I did, yes I did. Did I listen to Hercule's? No, I haven't actually. Let me do that. Thanks for telling me. I did. I skipped like 10 or so. Yeah, I did Infinite and then Deadeye Blitz, isn't it? No. It'd probably be Deadeye Fortune. At least for me and how I see it. You pick what you want. I'm not going to use him for the buff all the time for 100% uptime. Like it is what it is. He crits. I'll get it or not. Yeah. Is he still good with Monarch? Oh, that's a good question because he does increase damage by 100%. Let me see that actually because I know some people rolled Monarch on him too. Why would Boo not be considered Apex? Boo's accessibility right now, but I'm not too sure yet. I'd still have to see. You know, part of it is making him, easy to ramp up and stuff. So if you don't have a lot of enablers, it might be a little difficult. But him as a unit overall, yeah, he's very strong. I mean, it's quite possible. I'm not opposed to putting him further up, don't get me wrong. Boo has a lot to him. Boo has a lot to him. Right. Boo with a Babidi familiar is insane, yeah. This troll, the boom. Look at that. That's funny. That's just comical. That's good. People who say Gogeta's good without Monarch is a lie. Yep. Yeah, that's comical. Those attacks are great. Dude, it's so good. I'll be honest though, I like VFX like this because they're a lot calmer, you know? What do you mean put bro in a tier lower? Not gonna lie, Gogeta is not a lot. Oh, okay. Yeah, the unit that can warp around anywhere on the map and deal double damage is not a lot. I promise he does very good damage, brother. He said Gogeta without Monarch is still insane. Hey, your call. It, it Free repositioning with double display DPS. Yeah, it's still insane. But Monarch is just, really good for him. It's just what it is. Monarch is just really good for him. Now you're like, but you don't need Monarch. You play Dante then. Yeah, obviously Monarch is best by a mile, yeah. But wait, but like we're not talking about kits. We're talking about like overall unit in a tier though too. For their traits. He's unusable are coping. It's funny. That that's why I'm a huge fan of Yuhaba right now is because without Monarch, he is very usable. He's very usable without Monarch still. Yuha costs significantly less to place and max out. Dante can get up to, if he gets all the crit follow-ups with Deadeye, yeah, absolutely. How come Vegito is not in meta DPS but in meta support? Because honestly, with the kit the way he is now, even if I was to bring him anywhere, like, okay, it takes way too long for him to swap. It's just kind of pointless, right? It takes way too long for him to swap. So you say, okay, bring him in infinite game mode. Sure, but even if you bring him in infinite game mode, he's not going to do crazy things. Like, he's only there as a rupture unit, most likely. The roster is so tight for it. You're not going to bring 4 of these guys. You're not going to bring 4 of these guys. Can I explain what do the new Might Guy tier means? Yeah, so Might Guy tier I have is absolute best units right now, right? That units I wouldn't mind telling my viewers and anyone here that, hey, go for rolling on these units, okay? Because a lot of people come into my stream and they'll just keep asking, who do I roll on? Who do I roll on? Who do I roll on? Everybody asks that. So I would feel bad if I told you to roll on a unit, and guess what? I'm not certain that it does a lot of damage. I'm not certain that you're going to enjoy playing with this unit on your all-around team. That's just me. So as a player, and I'm like, man, I got one guy, one unit to bring to a fight. Who can I bring? Well, there's a few units you can bring to a fight that you are going to enjoy playing. So I'm very comfortable saying, hey, Might Guy tier, for you guys, roll on these. If you really want to. Like I said, it's fine if you get these and roll on them. I mean, if you get Boo, you're lucky, go for it. It's just right now I haven't tried Boo enough or seen enough of his tech and how he fits into the comp to see how it plays. Even solo, he might play fine without having everything built around DBZ. But something worth trying. I just want to test this a lot more before I throw him up here. It's just crazy to see Virgil because I understand the kit now and how it works, and it's just insane. What's up, Sussy? What's up, brother? Where's Choi? Choi's off meta DPS. You wanted to ask for the new unit that is in the Might Guy tier. Like, explain it. The new unit? Yeah, best luck, brother. You got it. Best of luck to you. So, this right here is Virgil. Virgil, quite literally, attacks successively depending on crowd. Okay, here. I'll go back in one more time. I'll show you real quick, so this way for those who might have missed it, we can show. Valk did a great video on it that showed the unit. I didn't understand that CC lockout was a thing for this guy. That's insane. So Nether brought it up here. I didn't understand that, but CC lockout is when a unit cannot be crowd controlled again by that type. So if you freeze, you can't refreeze the unit, but it still does the ability. So can we see about lag shooter? It's so OP that it can even break your PC, brother. Health multiplier. Let's go there. Let's select modifier. There's King's Burden. Let's just put visual effects on. Let's get our money up. Let's just put Virgil here. Alright, this is max Virgil right now. So watch this. Virgil's gonna attack. No problem. He did one attack, 6-4. Okay. Now we freeze the unit. He's gonna try to attack successively based on the freeze. He's at B, he's at A, he's at S rank, he's at double S. Bro is just literally comboing off the stunned unit and during the lockout frame. Like, this is insane. Because then after the lockout tier is done, let's do this one more time. You're gonna freeze. You're gonna let him go again. Alright. Hold on, it's hard with the VFX. Let's turn this off. I can't lie, that's hard with the VFX. Alright, so he's frozen now. Then you wait 1, 2, 3, 4. You could just stun. Whenever he stuns, he goes right after the lockout. Right, it's great for bosses, not normal enemies. And that's perfectly fine for what it is. But him being an aggressive shredder like that on a team is really, really good. And it's not a bad price at all. Virgil doesn't do CC, so why does CC matter? So every time that he's attacking a stunned or frozen or time stop unit, the attack has a 100% chance of immediately following up with move 1. The attack can follow up again by move 1, with each repeating occurrence reducing the chance by 15%. So he's basically going back-to-back attacks based on the chance that he can attack again. Hey, what's going on? Welcome, guys, welcome. Yeah, if you're here now and you're checking it out, this is for the tier list we're talking about. We've pretty much kind of settled on everything at the moment. The only one here that right now I'm like still on edge whether I would even I mean, I'd still move him up probably over Aizen is Boo. I mean, it's possible this one is too far up and Virgil can just be back down here, up here, and Boo might actually be past him. Hold on now. It's quite possible. It's quite possible it's like Virgil right up here, and then let's reduce this. Maybe Boo's just way more independent than Virgil is. Yeah, so right now the way the tier lists are set up are this, right? Meta DPS is the best damage dealers in the game. So these are some of the units you'll be happy to use as a damage dealer, right? The Might Guy tiers up there is that I'm more comfortable saying you grab any of these units and you'd be okay to roll on, right? That's all I'm saying here. I think it's more fair for an initial tier list though. Let's leave this on testing here. But we know they're further up. We know they're further up, especially Boo. Boo and these guys are way further up. Deadeye Dante too. So, but for the initial tier list video, I'll probably move them up in front of Aizen slightly because of, you know, Aizen's very good. Don't get me wrong. Dude's an animal. Dude's a monster. But yeah, try Yoruichi. Okay. You think Yoruichi would pair better? Yoru. I'll try it out. I'll try Yoruichi. Where's Vegito? Vegito is right up here in the meta support tier right now. Yep, Vegito is in the meta support tier at the moment. Yep. Yeah, he's a good unit for being a meta support unit right now. Yep, that's where he's at. Takes too long to ramp up. And then the infinite game mode, even if you bring him there, he's only there for the rupture really. You're not gonna bring him for damage for that game mode. It's just his range doesn't cover it, you know. Even if his DPS is good, his actual like damage in range is not as great as everything else you can bring right now. So you'd only use him for rupture. You'd just like place him down and put close. Give me my thoughts on the swap. Yo Raijin, look at my message above and give me your thoughts on swap. Where you at? By the way, for swaps, the Vegito, the strat is to keep Goku Vegeta at the second move, since that's where your SP is the lowest. I would have gotten to Vegito in about 13 waves. Yeah, no, I fully understand that. Like, I fully understand that even if you bring him up there, it would take you 13 waves to get there. I mean, that's fine, but even then, you have to play in a regular game mode. You still have to fight for tempo and stuff. So, I do see it though, but regardless, he's still going to take very long to scale. Hold on, let me reset this so we try this with the Yoruichi and get this out the way. This way I test this out real quick so I have a feel for how it is with Yoruichi. See if it does better. Just put 20 or 30. Oh, it's without the visual. It doesn't show it, huh? Without the visual, it doesn't show it. Let's give more HP to the boss. Let's try this. I thought every swap, no, the stacks every swaps. It says between swaps. Yeah. That'd be 40% everything. It's still a great unit, brother, if that's what you want to play with, by all means. There's nothing wrong with it. Just the unit is the way it's built right now, and that's that, you know? But isn't there like Vegito Blue and so you never know. Hey, there you go. Vegito is very situational for long game modes like Wave 30. Yeah, probably. Gogeta over Vegito. Gogeta's fans stay winning. We're not getting Vegito Blue for a long time, yeah. Yeah, he does look very strong for Windstorm because he gets buffed. I mean, he looks like so much fun, absolutely. Free run fixed, gonna get some use for leaderboards. I think it's gonna get used for world lines if she actually does drop the 1,200 yen. If she drops 1,200 yen, and I just have to play free run like this, like I can just farm up and save the money right away. So super easy. Oh, she should be doing it now? Sick, perfect. Yeah, so if that's the case, then the way you play Gamba free run real quick, guys, for those who are interested in the Gamba tech, you get free run. You get free run and you get fortune. You literally place 3 free runs down and you have a choice. You can either grab the chests immediately and you're like, man, but there's a bunch of minions spawning. I can't grab those chests. Well, you wait till all the minions die and there's just the boss left and you can pick them up and then max out your DPS. That happens quite a lot in World Lines. It happens quite a lot in World Lines where it's just the boss left. Why is Vegito with Monarch bad? It's not bad, it's just nothing I'm going to recommend you to roll on. For me to sit here and tell you all that Vegito Monarch is good, roll it. That would be a lie. I can't tell you that. I'm not comfortable saying that to you. You can listen to whoever else you want, but me as, Raijin here trying to help out my, viewers and subs, I'm not gonna tell you roll on that unit. I genuinely feel bad if you roll on Vegito and then, you're not happy with the results later because he gets crept on. That's not fair to you, and you're gonna be like, yeah, that guy told me to roll on it. I'm not gonna tell you to roll on it. You can listen to whoever you'd like. I'm being transparent here. That's what's important. I'm gonna be transparent with you and how I think of the unit. And again, it's my opinion at the end of the day and how I see it right now. So that's what tier list videos are. The reason I do this forum though is to have that conversation with you guys, to have fun with it, because I do enjoy this. Yeah, I think it also leads to a little better tier list for myself. Having things go back to back. His best trait, if you're playing him as the meta support that we've been talking about, it's probably like Solar or Marksman if that's what you're interested in. But it's just like a fun little tech you can play with and try. But he does bring Rupture, so if by late game you want to have a Rupture unit too, it's an alternative. It's more expensive than Kukulin, but it's an alternative. So Van Sun Jin Woo is best for Monarch. What we thinking about Infinite Tsukuyomi, whether now on new DB maps? Oof. It just means you're gonna need the unknown type. If you don't have the unknown type, you're probably cooked. Gotta get yourself Jinwoo. Jinwoo best. Best, I stand by what I said for Jinwoo. You can either have Jinwoo as Monarch or Deadeye. That's your pick. I like both. I went for both. I got both units. That's that. It's quite literally what you enjoy playing with the most. What's the best unit in the game at the moment? Probably lag shooter. Lag shooter is by far the best game in, best unit in the game. Lag shooter is a monster. Let's use lag shooter and crash the game. Alright guys, this is what you want. This is what you want. You want the GOAT. You want lag shooter. This is what you wanted. You asked for this. All hits. All hits deal 1 damage no matter what. Has a 0.01% chance of dealing 99999 damage. His passive does not work in any mode without a leaderboard. Alright, here we go. Just crashed the game, bro. So bad. I'm cooked. I'm so cooked right now. Unplayable. Broke the game. Quite literally broke the game. That's funny. Guys, we're at 135 viewers. If you've been here since the beginning or you just jumped in and you're seeing this tier list, by all means give a like, hit subscribe. Your support matters and it's greatly appreciated. So if you haven't yet, hit like on the stream. It's a huge help. Yeah, that's amazing. So I think that covers it. Let me get the game back up because lag shooter did his thing. You just jumped in, show us the list. I'm gonna say that okay, give me a second. Is Dante good enough to be put into Might Guy tier? I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet. There's a reason I put the yellow box over him right now. So hold on. If you're just now jumping into the stream real quick, let's go over a quick review. 2 seconds. So this is the tier list. It's unconventional than the other tier lists that you've seen because I've broken up into kind of the own style that I'd like to showcase where I see the units. Might Guide tier is for fun. It's just the absolute best units in the game right now. Meta DPS, and not just absolute best units in the game, units that I, myself, as a streamer, content creator, am comfortable telling you to roll on, okay? Because I know you'd be happy playing this game with any of those units, okay? Meta DPS, these are some of the best damage dealers in the game. Then you have off-meta DPS, situational, off-meta support, or you have meta support, must-have supports that fit into any team, off-meta support. These are, you know, you can pick and choose when they go in. The shelf, units you reach off to and dust off sometimes and maybe use them every now and then for maybe a tournament or something. You have the garage, units that are just weak or unoptimized but may have future potential. And then you have collectibles, okay? So, this is the tier list right now. So, we have Jinwoo, we have Yuhaba, and we have Gogeta. All three very good, powerful units. I'm comfortable with telling you to roll on any of these. Acceptable traits for Yuha is any of the mythics. I think they're great, regardless of what you get on him. Jinwoo, it's either Deadeye or Monarch. It's your playstyle, what you like. So, it's up to you and what you like to play. Yes, absolutely. You can build around this unit so much. He does so much damage. This unit I've seen, especially for leaderboards, go through ups and downs, where he was glazed and then hated on, then glazed again and then hated on. Well, I'm just going to tell you now, he's a strong unit, period. He's just very, very powerful. His ability to do double hits, scale off of how many minions you, units you play is very powerful. You have Gogeta. I'm very comfortable telling you to roll on Gogeta. Very powerful unit. He goes crazy with Monarch. So, So the slides and the stuff for the tier list is actually going to come out in another video once I do my short form video of it. This stream session is more to talk with the community, talk with the supporters, the viewers, the people that are interested in having that conversation about the tier list, and also check it out. So this is your time to also, give feedback on some of this stuff too. What about Boo? So Boo, I have him here as meta DPS at the moment. I think he's a very powerful unit. I think let's be fair and let's put Virgil and Dante. Let's not overhype ourselves. Let's put them in meta DPS. They're very powerful, extremely powerful. It's very cool to see these interactions. I think I'm most excited for Virgil's DPS. Dante as well. Dante is just absolutely insane with Deadeye. Very cool to have a very powerful unit for Deadeye. What side of Yuha do you use? DPS? Yeah, I love using Yuha DPS. It's very, very powerful. If you've seen some of my world line clears, I use Yuha quite frequently. He's a very powerful unit and very easy to move up with. Yeah. So then Vegito, for those that are curious, he goes down to meta support tier right now. He is a rupture unit when you upgrade him all the way. And then at the same time, he can slow and he can stun. Okay. It is difficult for me to tell you to just go roll on the unit. I'm not going to buy into any hype. The unit just is the way it's designed, and it's just not reasonable to play around sometimes. It's just up to you if you want to make it work. I got it. You can leave him on his fastest SPA and get him as quick as you can. However, it's just one of those things that's just like too much to play around for it. What's my take on Vegito with the familiar? Which familiar? Because he's not affected by kills, it's swaps. Bobbity definitely doesn't scale him. There's no way Bibbity Bobbity does. Yeah, he swaps. Swaps is not kill based, so I don't see how the familiar would help him out. Pupper's great. Pupper's great on any Saiyan type unit. I think it's gonna be great. Is Gohan worth rolling for Monarch? Yes, if you do get Monarch on Gohan, he's a great starter unit. People are already using him in tournaments and stuff. Gohan's just a free Monarch drop that can attack twice on upgrade 3. He's actually very, very strong. He's a fun unit to play with. Not every unit has to be max upgrade for you to play with the unit. Just to think about. It's not mandatory to max upgrade every single unit on your screen. You gotta play the way you want for it, yeah. You gotta play the way you want, play the style you want. Gohan's actually really strong, and even at max upgrade, I mean, he does quite a bit of damage. Ain't with Deadeye with more higher chance of attacking? Well, because you don't, well, so with Gohan Monarch right now, for a support type, he's only going to get that off the initial placement of a unit. So I'm really just looking to kind of extend the initial lead and generate more money. Pupper or Pachiru better for Gogeta? Depends on the situation. And if your Pachiru is corrupted, your Pupper might be useless because Pachiru can give you like 45% bonus damage. The best overall unit for the update right now? Overall? Boo, easily. For the update overall, like the best unit for 5.0, like that package of units, I would say is Boo. Boo, I would say, is like very, very powerful. The BP units are great, don't get me wrong, but Boo is very independent is what it feels like. He's very, very strong. Yeah, but he does require Monarch. He does require Monarch. The best unit for world lines? Jinwoo. Monarch Jinwoo is going to be probably the best unit for world lines. The reason I say that is because he can fit into a lot of categories. So it's going to be a difficult... It's between Yuha and Monarch Jinwoo, honestly, Ball and Cat. The reason we say this now for Jinwoo, though, too, is it's important that he doesn't get debuffed by Infinite Tsukuyomi on the... No, not Infinite Tsukuyomi. You can play him during Infinite Tsukuyomi on the new stage. So it's going to be important to play around, so he doesn't get that damage debuff. How do I stop myself from rolling every tempt I get? Oh, you meant from this update? From this update for world lines. For world lines. For world lines, it's probably between Boo and Virgil. Definitely between Boo and Virgil. Monarch Boo or Monarch Virgil. I would love both. Both are very powerful. You'd be happy to have either. Yeah. These are like the recommended traits for them. I don't know if I'm like if you have it and want to roll on it, roll on it. That's up to you. This is the tier of category where I'm comfortable saying go for it and roll on it. That's why it has this little trait reroll icon. You notice, so this right here says reroll symbols. I recommend you to use rerolls for that unit. So I'm not gonna recommend anyone else for the rerolls. It's just like one of those things. I should probably cut the Eisen one then. Just leave it as is. Just because Eisen's like kind of crept on right now with some of these insane units, where you'd have more fun versatility. Plus, it's an initial tier list. I gotta wait at least a couple days of me trying out some of this stuff. Like, even further. Preferable familiars to the unit's tier list. A preferable familiar. Yeah, of course, no problem. Preferable familiar. I'll think about that. We already have like a lot going on this tier list, so I do not want to oversaturate it with more information. I think I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible. Maybe I can turn these into smaller icons and we could do a progressive order of some of this stuff. I'll play around with that idea. I'll see. I don't want to do it for every unit, but maybe for some of the top units, sure. The thing is, I do look at all the familiars as just tools, and I just use them in different ways for different situations. The best one right now, though, is definitely going to be like up there. The creme de la creme is definitely going to be like a Potaru 5 seconds. I'll tell you, Potaru 5 seconds is going to be goated. Make a separate slide, separate section. Maybe I could send the link so you can make your own copy. I'll post it in the video, and if you guys are interested, is that something you guys are interested in? Having a copy of this tier list style? If that's what you guys want, I don't mind posting it at some point. I'll do it when I drop the video. If that's something you guys are interested in, I could do that. I'll talk to my, well, if you do join the Discord, it gets posted in the Discord too. A Potaru 5 seconds? Yeah. Potaru 5, like usually I turn them into PNGs or like a JPEG or something, and I'll drop the photos. Add familiars when I can. Vegito's not meta. He's meta, just meta support right now. So Potaru 5 seconds. Should we be grinding the winter event? Yes. You should be grinding the winter event. Absolutely. If you don't have Gogeta, grind the winter event. If you don't have a Potaru, grind the winter event. This is Potaru. Potaru is a really good familiar. Unfortunately, this one did not get the 5 second. But Corruption 3, C3, as Nether calls it, C3, is really good. You can go to a 50% cooldown reduction on this thing. So the number goes down by 50%. So it goes from a 10 second to 5 seconds. And Potaru is amazing because, let me see if I could just pull it up, the familiar list. Here. Alright, so then you're like, why is Potaru so good? Well, here's why. You only see PowerPoint right now. No, you should see the screen, yeah? Yeah. There we go. So the reason is because of this. Well, let's put that here. Not that it's a big deal. It's not just 10% damage, guys. It's not just 10% damage. So, she can provide a discount to people in range. Reduce the decrease of random towers upgrade cost by 5%. So it's pretty insane. And then you have, it gives 100 yen. So forget the damage bonus for a second. Forget about that. Throw that out the window for 2 seconds. Focus on the yen and then focus on the decrease of the discount. Potaru 5 seconds is the goal. Potaru 5 seconds will help you scale so hard. And they only apply if they what's it called? If the unit has range. So let's say you play Gohan for free, that's a free Potaru if he has Potaru on. And that just gave your main unit potentially a discount. It gets discounted, great, good job. So the seconds you want to shoot for is as close to 10 seconds as possible, and then go play Odyssey and then roll C3. That's what you want. You literally want to do this. You want to play Odyssey and then you want to roll C3 for that familiar. So yes, 10 to 60 seconds is the variable for the passives. But the whole point is you're going to need to farm that winter event to get yourself some good Potarus to give yourself the best chance to get that 5-second one as close as possible. It's tough, don't get me wrong. It's no joke, but it's definitely worth getting. Randomly roll stats on the familiar. So what if you get C2? So some of them, don't get me wrong, for some of them, you're not always going to get the best thing, right? If you get something bad, you can send it back. You can uncorrupt it or whatever. If you get like C3. This one was a C4. My C4 gave me 9% curse damage. So it's still a 9% jump for whatever unit I put this on. It's not 5 seconds, but it's something. Still not the best, but I'm going to keep rolling and see what I can do. What else? I got another one here. C4 again. Curse damage again. Where's the other one? C4 again. Curse damage 9. C3. This one went up by 0.3 seconds. That hurt. That was not good. Let's see. I already rolled on the 10 and the 10.1. Corruption 4%. Yeah. It is what it is, you know. It's the name of the game. It's part of the Gamba. So it's called corruption. Like it's the same kind of like Path of Exile where you can corrupt your items and then you're kind of cooked because you can't do anything to it. The nice thing though is that even though if you get a bad one, where's it at? You can still reverse it for I think is it C3? If you have C3, you can reverse it. Yes, you can only corrupt it once, correct. You can only corrupt it once. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate all the support, guys. If you're here now, you're enjoying what you're seeing, smash that like button. If you stuck around for this tier list, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. All your support is greatly appreciated. Yep, we did. We had a chance to talk it over and go through it already. So for those of you that have seen the whole thing and stuck through it all, what are your thoughts right now? This is round 2 of the tier list that I've been doing. We did the first one. It had a lot of good feedback. A lot of folks went through and they were giving their feedback on what they would want to see improved, how they like the tier list, how we came up with the talk through. So you got to let me know what you think, what you like, what you don't like, what could be improved on. You know, it doesn't all have to be, you know, glazing anything. Just by all means, let me know what I can do to improve the quality of this tier list. I am trying something different. I didn't want to adhere to the same type of like website, so by all means, if you guys got feedback for it, let me know. Very open to it. Good tier list, 10 out of 10. Alright, alright. Exclamation mark Discord. I can make it dark themed. Yes sir, yes sir, I'll be putting a dark theme. You're grinding for Igris right now, this is entertaining. Okay. Yeah, that's just the community Discord right now. Where's Boo in the tier list? Boo in the tier list right here. Current in meta DPS. The yellow line is just because that's something I will be testing out, and it's not solidified. It's just an initial, like, how I see the landscape of the units at the moment. What's the debuff for corruptions? The debuff is random, and it could increase your time, decrease your damage, and such. Herc also does give crits, yeah. Crit damage. Hercules gives crit damage. Boo gives crit chance. Yep. Yep. Would be 10 out of 10 if Vegito wasn't slander. Hey, I'm sorry, Arjog. You know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. Unfortunately, that's where it's at right now. I know it's not what people want, but I can't tell you to comfortably roll on a unit. I'm very careful on stream and with my subscribers and viewers because I know how much time you spend into putting those rerolls in. Whether you're eating mangoes or whether you're manually playing, it really doesn't matter. I just can't comfortably tell you to roll on random units. So right now, these are the only ones I'm comfortable saying by all means go for and roll on. If you have those already, great. If you have these already, awesome. These are some other units you can roll on with these traits. That's kind of how that looks, okay? So that's the whole gist of it. So that's how I see it, by all means. Should you collect all the units? Absolutely. You should absolutely collect all the units. This way you can, you know, do well in those traitless tournaments, you know? Why not roll on Diavolo because of his placement DPS is crazy. I'm not gonna tell you to roll on that unit. I just don't feel comfortable saying it. It's, you know, I've seen him play and sure, but it's not a unit I'm just gonna build my team around. Sure, he's something that you can play. He's expensive to play. Yes, he does a lot of damage and they did a good job with the update to fix him, but I'm not gonna build a comp around him. So yeah. So Hercules plus Deadeye, Ragnar. I'm not sure if that buff is, I don't think it's permanent. I think it's like a status buff by the looks of it. Deadeye and Fortune, whatever you get next. Yep, absolutely. Whatever you get first, yep. I will be uploading a tier list to the video, yes. Is Herc meta support? Yes, Herc is meta support. And it has to do with his yen generation, not just because of his buff, okay? Herc is a meta support because in any point in time, if I want additional yen when I'm playing, I'm going to drop Hercules, and for the last few rounds, I might just squeeze out some more yen. So, that's how I see it. The yen generation is super important. That's why Freerin is here, because I think Gamba Freerin is the way. I think Gamba Freerin over Herc sometimes now. As long as Freerin doesn't bug out on me, we're playing Freerin. Gamba Freerin's the way. Is Gojo still meta? As like, I think is an off-meta support. How's Gohan? Gohan's more of a meta support where you can drop a free unit for big damage. Drop a free unit for big damage who hits double on upgrade 3. Very, very cheap. Who should you roll on for update? Worldline is your main content. Well, for myself that I play Worldlines, my two most used ones right now are Yuha and Jinwoo, but I do use Gogeta a lot. Like, these are my top 3 for Worldlines. I win most of my matches with just these 3. Quite literally. What is Gamba? Gamba Freerin, I'll show you right now. Let me pull up the screen. Gamba Freerin is this right here, where you play Fortune Freerin, and every 15 seconds she can drop a chest. So you have a chance to gain 1,000 yen. If you have Fortune on, that yen should be 1,200. So Nether said it was working. We got to play around and use it. But it will give you 1,200 yen per chest. So you're gambling that rather her buff her damage, you're going to have a unit that gives you more money. Is Gamba Freerin meta for Worldlines? I'm going to make her meta for Worldlines. I'm going to do my best. I'll do my best to make Gamba Freerin work, okay? That's like my goal right now. Absolutely, it's just an additional money generator. Yep. Using free rent for 3 cheap placements, jumping around the map, getting the chest. And you're like, hey, but what if I don't get the chest right away? It's not a big deal, you don't need to ramp up with it. Even if all the minions are dead and there's just a boss left, you might just have enough money to max out a Gogeta all the way. Hercules damage with Deadeye. I'm not sure. I'm not too focused on Hercules damage. He really fits that, he fix I can fix her, not their mindset. I can really, I don't really see Hercules going for that DPS role on my comp right now. It's just not how I see it. But either one is fine. I got it. Being able to consistently buff is great. But the alternative too is just I'm focused on using the buff as an additional multiplier, and that's it. Rather I take the money because the money is just going to help me in the long term. It's just a little more aggressive with the money. If they don't crit on the first place, it doesn't matter how many times he spams crit damage bonus. If they don't crit, they don't crit. Best content for Boo. I don't know what you mean by that. Best content for Boo. Boo is a strong all-rounder right now from what it looks like. I'd love to have Monarch and play with it more. I'm not there yet. So. Hercules with Sunjin Woo Deadeye plus Pupper is also crazy. Right. Is Boo good with Deadeye? Boo's gonna be good with Monarch. I'm sure Deadeye's... No, Deadeye's not gonna be that great on him. Because he has to get the kills, right? To get the ghosts, so... I mean, even if it is takedown based, it doesn't matter because it doesn't scale with the unit for it. It just scales on his damage. It doesn't scale with the wave. I don't think it's ×2. I think it's like 1.5. I'm pretty sure. I gotta double check the multiplier. Don't quote me on that. I forgot the multiplier amount for it. Is it? I think it's 1.5. Yeah. Do I think they should buff Vegito? No. The best way to grind presence is going to be manually farming Namek T10 portals. What about Roku 3 Super? He's a great meta support. He's a great meta support. Thank you for the subscribe. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah. Thoughts on Sid having Sid in the game? One of my favorite animes right now. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Code Geass, and I think the Eminence of Shadow is really good. You know, having a main character that tells you he's gonna aura farm, how he's gonna aura farm, proceeds to aura farm, and then aura farms is just kind of funny. It's comical, really. Doesn't have to be so serious, the aura farming all the time, you know? Gotta have some comedy. Yeah, Eminence and Shadow is so funny. You gotta have some comedy. Rare Ichigo better than John. No, it's John. John's the better tech. John is the better tech. Rare Ichigo. This was before. This was older. This was before I understood that the wiki had the wrong numbers before. It's my fault for not rolling all the rares. That's funny. I haven't watched the final movie of Code Geass yet, actually. So there aren't any new units that you should roll for in this update, like Vanguard Jinwoo. I mean, I would say that these are the units you should roll for that I recommend. And if you're like, man, I have all these units, leave me alone, what do I roll on? Well, these are some of the other ones that you roll on what you feel like. In meta DPS, you can look here and you'll be like, okay. And you're like, man, I have all these already. I'm not worried about meta DPS. I want a meta support. Who do I roll on? If you want a Monarch, I guess go for the Gohan. So. I'm sorry. Rare Ichigo is wrong. Let's put him upside down. This should be John. This should be John. Let's go get John. Niche. Let me show you real quick. Where is it at? Yeah, let's put him upside down. Hold on, one thing at a time. Let me pick John. W stream. Thank you, Swice. Thank you. Can I show all the slides? Sure. People are hopping in, jumping in. Jeez. Alright. Let me show you. This is where we're at right now. So, we have the mic guides here. Well, I guess for some of you that are just now jumping in. And yeah, I do most of my own thumbnails. That's how I do it. I gotta do them here. Very specific. Oh, thank you, Chris. Thank you, covering down. Appreciate it. Yeah, guys, the mods are there answering the questions. Appreciate the support, guys. So, this is the tier list. We kind of strayed away from doing the conventional, typical website tier lists, and I just wanted to have fun and get something that gets a bit more information out of it if you take a look at it, right? So this legend does come with the slides and stuff, so I'll be posting that. But so from the top, we have the mic guide tier. Some of the absolute best units you can get. These are units that I'm very comfortable as a content creator telling you to roll on. Okay? A lot of people come into the stream asking for advice. Some of you guys are going to buy rerolls. Some of you are going to swipe a credit card. Some of you are going to do a lot of things to get rerolls, right? I don't feel comfortable telling you to roll on anything else right now. This is what I'm telling you. If you want to roll on, how do I have a good time in the game if I use my rerolls, especially if pity's 2.5? How do I hit 2,500 pity? Go for mic guy tier, and it's these units. Let's move lag shooter off to the side though, a little bit. He's a special case. He's just for comedic relief. Any of the new units change the meta for infinite leaderboard? I think it's very possible you're gonna see the Deadeye Dante come out. I think Deadeye Dante is gonna be very, very interesting. I gotta actually check all the numbers before I'm absolutely certain, but his damage is looking through the roof. Like, actually through the roof. Just playing with one Deadeye is insane right now. What does Deadeye Dante do? Well, he can successively attack based on the crits. Dante is genuinely that good, correct. And so is Virgil. Virgil's actually very insane as well. He attacks very, very quickly. And he goes off of CC lockout. So stun, slow, time stop, CC lockout. And because of that, it makes him very, very powerful. I really thought he was a little less than that because it was only on the stun base. But it's not during the stun, it's also during the lockout. That's how Nether explained it. So it makes it very, very powerful. And you see that too when we were playing with him before. It's very powerful, yeah. CC lockout is when I freeze an enemy, but I have a certain time when I cannot actually stun him afterwards. I cannot immediately stun, right? And then you're locked out from actually doing another crowd control ability. It's so this way you can't perma-lock an enemy. Where's Vegito on that tier list? Vegito is meta right now for meta support. Yep. Well, I hope you get the Deadeye on the Dante if that's what you're rolling for, brother. How's Monarch Dante? Monarch Dante is okay. It's not terrible. You can use a familiar to boost them up. What's the point of putting SJQ Deadeye. What do you mean? All the way in the back and not up front? What do you mean by that? Sun Jin Woo? He's up here in the top. He's at the top of the tier list right now. Yeah, Jinwoo's at the top of the tier list with Yuha and Gogeta. What do you mean in-game? Why do I put Sun Jinwoo at the base? Like all the way at the far back? Oh, the Deadeye playstyle for the summons. Oh, I'm sorry. Here. I'll show you the Deadeye playstyle, I guess. Some folks might not understand the Deadeye playstyle. Hold on. Here, I'll show you the Deadeye playstyle real quick. My thoughts on Vegito. I think it was a unit that got overhyped by the community because we all want Vegito to be something that he just isn't right now. Like, yes, he has a ton of damage. Sure, you can use him if you really want to. Sure, you can aggressively try to make him work, but I think the cost and the time it takes for him to ramp up is just too much in between. At least for me and my play style, it just doesn't fit. If it fits yours, that's awesome. Go for it. By all means, play to your heart's content. But the unit, just comparatively to others right now, is just not up to par with it. That's it. Yeah. Damage is not everything in this game. Utility, range, their passives, a lot of that stuff plays into it as well. Damage is not everything. They already have plenty of damage dealers in the game. So, all you do is you would place them in the back. You just enable a rise. This playstyle is literally just leave them in the back. Drop them. And then just let them kill, let them do their thing. And now you're just getting more rise value. Like, that's it. Oh, why are they not shadows? Huh, they're full color. Right. We're not placing in the front because I want the Deadeye value to build up. Do you understand? If Yusuf, if all these minions go straight to the front, you're just kind of cooked. Is there a Death alternative? No, there's not an Death alternative. I mean, you could use Emmy, you could use whatever you want. I think the pairing of Death's affection with Virgil makes it very powerful. Why do you have 0 farms and why do you Arise Summon even if... Because I'm in sandbox mode, so I'm not worried about farms. That's why I'm clicking Add Yen. They summon because they don't need the kills. They don't need the last shot. They don't need the last shot. Do you understand? They're generating mana when something dies on the field. You missed it already, Bald Simp. We already did use we already used Lag Shooter. Yeah, you could put one wherever you want if you want. It's up to you if you want to put it in the back or in the front of the map. I tend to use him more of as a support unit to build up the damage in the back. That's how I do it. Funny how any other game you have to have a Monarch unit. Monarch or the unit is buns. I mean, you know, don't get me wrong, Monarchs are nice, but at the same time that, should I spin off Ethereal Jinwoo for Deadeye? Ethereal's not going to do you much good, honestly. The whole point of Deadeye is so the minions crit. So, you're probably better off. The whole point is the crit. What if you got Monarch on Vegito? I mean, if you enjoyed the Monarch Vegito, by all means, go for it. Look, I'm not trying to kill your guys' vibe. Let me tell you something straight. At the end of the day, you guys are here to jump in, and we're going to view and have a conversation and talk. And a lot of folks ask me, who do I roll on? As a content creator, I feel uncomfortable telling you to roll for anything else. That's just me being transparent and fair with you. I'm not going to overhype and glaze something when I shouldn't be. If you find use for it and you're better with it, by all means, go for it. If you can support it, go for it. That's my personal choice. I don't want to overhype something that, you know, I'm not comfortable telling you to roll on. Because that's your hard-earned money that you're spending. You understand? That's your hard-earned money that you're spending, so... That's how I see it. Why is Ichigo meta DPS? Because Ichigo is number one. Ichigo is number one. He's up there. He's a very versatile unit that does a ton of damage. He fits into any game mode as well. He gets those buffs. So, I would focus more on the Deadeye, brother. Deadeye or Monarch. Either one is really, really good for Jinwoo. Monarch Jinwoo is amazing, but Deadeye is very good. So, where can you find that list? Well, it's gonna be here on my stream on this video, because once the stream ends, it'll be on this live. But I will be doing a short form video with a more refined visual. This is a stream where I do this initial test where we talk about it, we have the conversation. It also helps that the thoughts are grounded to reality rather than me just throwing units on a board. So I do enjoy this part where I get to have that conversation with you guys. Where we get to talk about it, see how it plays. So, best trait for Vegito. The slides will be up completely done on the Discord if you want to check them out. So if you do !Discord, you can join the community Discord right now, and the slides will be there. I can do a link. I can really do a link for it as well that you guys can click on after the what's it called? The short form video that I do, okay? The short form video is honestly just going to be like a 4-minute, 5-minute rundown, and I'll still do the best I can to give that quick explanation for each, but it's going to be more to showcase the whole tier list once I've cleaned it up. What familiar do you get on Vegito, Crit 1 or Padaru? For meta support, I'd go Padaru. If you go damage, probably the Crit 1. Should you roll off Ethereal and try to get Monarch on Gogeta right now? It's up to you to play what you like, Gars. For me, at the end of the day, I know that I know for a fact that Gogeta plays better as Monarch. It's just gonna feel better when you have a Monarch on it. What familiar should you get on Jinwoo? If you're playing Deadeye Jinwoo, get any familiar that does crit damage right now. It's gonna be very helpful. So you could do Turbo Granny, you could do the Pupper. Oh, Gogeta by miles is better than Vegito. Yeah. The reason people compare the two is because of how they are as main characters, okay? How they are as main characters or how other tower defenses have played it. That's it. That's why people are very stuck right now on comparing the two, and I get it. I get the whole, Gogeta, Vegito, Gogeta, Vegito, Gogeta, Vegito, Vegito, Gogeta. I get it. However, one is a Monarch and one is a Secret. That's where we're at right now, guys. That's where we're at. One's a Secret, one's a Vanguard. Two very different categories. He just plays differently. That's how I like to play him right now. I've seen him for DPS, and he's not just like someone I'm like, man, that's my go-to. I just don't see it right now. At least for myself. Why is Gilgamesh DPS? Because he does a ton of damage. He's very useful in tournaments when you're trying to do overkill damage on tournaments. And he can execute as well. He's very, very good. You don't think Dante is gonna do more DPS than Vegito? You're not gonna lie. I mean, I'll tell you in terms of like scaling and usability, like Dante's insane. Oh, Deadeye is definitely better than Monarch on Dante. But Monarch on Dante is like kind of savable if you put a crit familiar on it to help it out. Yeah. I am. I am gonna put the updated tier list on the Discord. Absolutely. You're gonna have to give me some time to let me refine the visuals and make sure it looks clean for everybody, and then I'll, when I'm comfortable posting it, I will. But it's gonna be this week, so I'm gonna make sure I work on it. That's the plan. I could do a rough draft of the photos too and just drop it there and just put that as the initial, but at the same time I kind of don't want to rush the product. Part of it was just making sure that why is Saber still meta DPS? Well, her DPS is amazing. People still use her for boss rush sometimes, tournaments sometimes, even world lines you might find yourself potentially using the unit. Double damage with Holy is still good, It's still something. But I didn't tell you to roll on it. Her DPS is amazing. I never said to roll on it though. Just remember that. Just because their DPS is amazing doesn't mean I'm recommending you to roll on it. It's just up there. It means their damage is very good and they're flexible in these categories. Vegito or Virgil have higher DPS? Yeah, I think so. You literally just use Vegeta because she takes 3 rounds to place. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever you feel comfortable playing with in your playstyle. I just know double damage on minions on the first hit is actually really strong. So, Virgil or Boo for world lines? That's a good question. I'm thinking Boo for sure, but for my opinion right now, probably Boo. What is meta infinite team for farm BP? Who should I roll on? I got Deadeye, Jinwoo, Monarch, Saber. You think going for Deadeye, Dante? It's whatever you want to roll on, brother. The only ones I'm going to say roll on this unit is these 3 right now. I think that's more than fair. Yep. The best units this update are the BP units in Boo. Yep. Yep. Basically, that sums that up. Yeah, Gogeta with Pupper would be insane. Yes, Yuhaba can really be fine with any trait. They're still very powerful. Three placement Yuhaba is amazing. Very nice, very nice. You want Shiri Freeman. Do I think Vegeta will get buffed? No, I don't think Vegeta will get buffed. I think it's one of those deal with it situations. Do I think they might bring another evolution for it? Maybe in the future. Doesn't he go to like blue? He goes Vegito blue, right? You think I'm downplaying Vegito big time right now? I mean, it's your opinion. It's whatever you want to use for it, brother. For me, I just don't feel comfortable telling people to roll on it. I'm not a fan of the range on initial placement, even as Monarch. I think I'm hyping up Vegito more as a support tier for sure. His rupture's fine. He does a slow. He does a stun. He's 3 placement, very cheap for slow stun. Yeah, so I mean that's how I see it right now. For Deadeye Jinwoo playstyle, I never upgrade Jinwoo. I just leave him in the back, summoning. I think we'll get a second DBZ up. Up during Vegito Blue would fit really well because he's hell out of meta at this point, I guess. Spirit Bomb to one-shot every boss. I mean, that's fine. If you want the 3-minute charge up into it, I mean, that's fine. It's up to you. It's up to you if you want to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. Vegito's full ability, or is it only for infinite run? I think in general, he's just better for infinite just because of Rupture. That's why he's in support. Would I say roll on Virgil before Dante? It just depends who you want to hit, Monarch or that. I'm not telling you to roll on these guys. If you want to roll on them, by all means, roll on who you like. It's situational. It is situational if you want to play DPS or support. But in my tier list, I'm not going to put him as meta DPS that I'm like, yeah, definitely play this unit right now. Just because of the kit, the way it works. That's just what I think. I mean, I can literally take him and put him here and he'll be off to the side. But people are going to ask, are you going to roll Monarch on him? It's like, probably not. If you're going to ask me who do you roll on, I'm going to tell you roll on these. That's it. Like, I'm not going to tell you to roll on anything else. I run into the same kind of dilemma all the time, and I just don't want to overly glaze something or hype up something. It's just not fair to you guys. That's just straight up how I feel about it. So, pros, cons of Vegito. Pros, it's a cool unit with a great kit, has a lot of CC, very cheap on placement. I think he has a unique ability with an awesome nuke. That's cool to see. Large con, I would say, is that it takes too much time between phases to keep switching. 13 is a bit excessive on the switches to get the value out of Vegito. On top of that, his range on placement, even as a Monarch, is like pretty bad. It's not great. It's not something I was excited to play with either. But remember, it's a secret unit. It's not a Vanguard unit. It was very easy to get for a reason, right? You have fun with it. It's a unit you test out, play around with. But it's whatever you want it to be, respectfully, at the end of the day. Yuhab is good with whatever mythic trait you get on it, honestly, if that's what you're interested in. Should you keep Choi? I don't think you even roll on Choi right now. Keep Ethereal, it's fine. The crit's not going to be a big deal. If you're gonna run infinite leaderboard, just tell your teammates you basically have Deadeye, but the crits aren't working. It's the same thing. Deadeye only works if the crits go off, right? If the crits don't go off, what happens? You miss out on damage. It's the same thing. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. I know what's his name? Shrine did a great video on it that talks about whether you're going for consistency or max damage. It just depends on what you're playing. So don't waste your rerolls on it. Yeah, no problem. What makes Yuha so good? The versatility in any team right now. It scales really well. It's very easy to obtain too, and he does tons of damage. Very easy to use. Which trait for Vegito? Depends on what you want to play. You can play DPS or support. I'm not gonna recommend the trait for DPS kind, because if I tell you roll Monarch and then you're not satisfied because you didn't roll Monarch on your Gogeta, you'll come back. You'll come back. I'm good with saying this right now. These are the 3 you use your rerolls on. If you have them already, go for these. Am I a pro? No, dude. I'm just a dad. Yeah. Yep. I'm a father and husband, and I'm not a pro, brother. That's it. I'm just the guy. Just the guy doing a thing. What would Choherk might be busted for infinite? Yeah. With Herc, yeah, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Wouldn't it be better to wait on next unit for updates since maybe better DPS? Yeah, absolutely. would I let them play AV? They're the ones who got me into it in the first place. Kids were the ones who got me into playing AV in the first place. That's why we've been playing. I only started making content because it was one of those things where I told my kids, hey, you're playing the games, might as well try to make some content out of it. And it was one of those like roll up my sleeves. I'm gonna do my best to show you what I can do too. You know, let me give it a shot. Let me give it a shot so this way I set the example. You know, it's like I'll show you that I'm not just telling you to waste your time. Like it's worth putting effort into. So. Is my team alright? Aizen, Vegito, Yuha, Gojo, if Boo gets replaced. It's up to you, brother. I do understand that if you can make the switching requirement way faster. I get that. It makes sense. It makes absolute sense that you can make it faster on upgrade 3. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, I just don't see myself actively playing that unit or using it. Right now I have Gogeta, it's just his mobility is superior. Double damage. It's a Vanguard unit, you know? Is there anything I would add to make AV better? Oh, interesting. Oh man, I did that. Oh. Huh. What I would add? Every game has their own design philosophy. I think at the end of the day, you gotta pick and choose how you want yours. If you want people to play your game manually, you have to continue to develop stronger content for that. I think I would like something that maybe encourages a bit of automation. No, not 5 times speed. So at the end of the day, a lot of people are going to use mangoes and eat them at their desktop or their phones. And it's going to really mess up their devices after running it for 24 hours because they'll feel like they can't catch up. So a lot of people run mangoes on a frequent basis. I think if your game fosters that, I think if it fosters a thing where you're running mangoes all the time, there might be something wrong with the design and you have to play around with it. That's just my thought process. And I think a lot of games fall into that trap of that. And it's tough because that's the way the genre is, right? That's the genre is like people are gonna eat mangoes and stuff. That's just how it is. But there's a way to do it maybe a little less, potentially. I don't know if that like answers your question, but that's how I see it right now. There's nothing wrong with encouraging a bit of in-game automation, you know, at the low expense of your PC and stuff. Like I know AFK chamber is there, but people don't do it because it's not optimal, right? People don't do AFK chamber because it's not optimal for your time. It was before for the presence, because if you need to farm presence but you can't run your PC, guess what? You're just gonna put it on AFK chamber, you know? Yeah, so I mean, and that's just being transparent with the community. Like that's just what it is, right? That's just how people are gonna play because they're not gonna want to miss out on getting rerolls while they gotta go, you know, I don't know, take care of grocery shopping or do your homework. You know, even then, I mean, you know, you gotta think about who the demographic is for the game too. You know, are my kids good at AV? Yeah, but the big one is Blue Lock Rivals right now. He cooks at Blue Lock Rivals. You guys have seen him play. If you've seen my stream, you've seen him play. Always, always. Kids always got to be better than me. Gotta push him above and beyond. Absolutely. If turning on my PC, how old am I? I'll be 30 this year. Is turning my PC off? I sound 20. I have kids. Yeah. I mean, I'm still young. 29 is not old. Still young. Turning off my PC off for only update maintenance a bad idea? Probably. I mean, at some point you don't want to burn down your PC. You got to think about longevity, you know? You got to think about longevity of your devices too. It's tough. I mean, I can't lie. Like I farmed Gogeta for a very long time. So Just asking since you just got here. How old? That's dad lore for another time. We gotta hit more subscribers for that. You gotta hit more subscribers for that. But my youngest is 6. So you do the math. Retirement home incoming 2 years. Maybe, maybe. Maybe one day. Just make sure to give your PC like 30-ish minutes time to cool down the fans. They'll be fine. Yeah. It depends. Yeah, it depends on it. Yeah. Bia's Cook, Do Big owns it. That's funny. I'm not sure what that is. It's funny, we did roll some stuff on stream for that. Alright, I know we're getting off topic. I forgot to, I'll be sure to change out Ichigo for John, okay? I have a giant X. This is so I remember for the future. Just put a giant X on upside down Ichigo. I'll remember that. Save the update. This has to be John, so it's not gonna be Ichigo. Would you say save your rerolls for Virgil or roll on Dante? I would say these are the only ones you roll on right now. If you want to roll on anything else for fun, by all means go for it. Where does Pea Shooter fit in all this? Pea Shooter's at the very top. Yep. Completely breaks the game. Literally game breaking. Alright, if you got those already, then it's up to you. And you just kind of pick what you want from this. The ones that have traits. So it's up to you. You gotta just pick what you like, brother. Yeah, I do think Boo would be very good, but I mean, Virgil and Dante are pretty amazing units right now. Their kits are really fun. Aizen is probably up there. You have Monarch and Boo. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, no worries, Prime. We'll take care, brother. Yeah, absolutely. Alright. I think we're good on this right now for the tier list. You guys got any questions? Anything else right now? Favorite anime growing up? Code Geass and Cowboy Bebop. Code Geass and Cowboy Bebop, yeah. Cowboy Bebop's really good. I don't know why, it's just Space Cowboys. Good. You're not gonna know that, Chris. Can we see the other tiers? Yeah, you can. So it starts off with Might Guy here at the top. The best units recommend rolling on. These are the meta DPS units, priorities from left to right. Here you have the off-meta DPS units. So these are some used in some scenarios. Here we have meta support. And then we have the off-meta support category after this. I have played League of Legends before. Yep. Is Boo in the top 4 unit right now? I do think so, yeah. I think he's up there. I think Boo is probably number 4 on the list. Probably Boo 4, Aizen 5 right now. But we'll have to see and wait for Virgil and Dante's numbers. I need to do more numbers on Dante and Virgil. But just from a first look of how they're doing, they play amazingly. Like, it's actually insane. The best for new familiars? For the new familiars, the Puppers is really good, but that's for the current DBZ units. How do I feel about One Piece? It's long. Yeah, of course. They need to make sure they have time to do other things, so of course they gotta eat mangoes sometimes. Yep. Why is Gilgamesh good for Infinite and not Saber? Because Gilgamesh can execute enemies, so regardless of the enemy's HP, even if it's 2 billion or whatever, if they're within execution threshold, he'll kill them. Are mangoes free? I sometimes plant my own mangoes. What what's your lane in League? You'll guess what I mean. I've jumped between lanes before, but there's only like one that I've really been maining before. I stopped playing a while back. I think the arena 2v2v2v2 was their best game mode. Yeah, the tower defense community does eat many mangoes, absolutely. Because it's fun. Because it's fun and people get a lot out of it sometimes. No, not at all. Oh, I started season 2. I started season 2 on League and then I stopped playing for a few seasons after maybe like 3 or 4, probably after 4. And then I played again for a few more seasons and then I stopped. Yep. For me, I started off on the top lane and then went to mid. I do much better in mid lane. I was playing around more with Vagar and Akshan. Those are the two units I play a lot with, the champions from League. But I haven't played in a long time now. Sounds good, brother. Sounds good. Thank you, Chris. Played League. Yeah, I play League with my kids. You gotta be able to hang. How do I think PvP will work in Vanguards? I got no idea. I'm curious how they'll do it. What's up, Kwame? How you doing? It's still annoying to play against. It's a fun unit. Fun champion. How old? The youngest is 6. There's more dad lore. There's plenty of dad lore, guys. But I gotta keep some dad lore to myself, so this way you guys can find out later when we get bigger. It'd be great. I'm guessing PvP is gonna be like Clash Royale where you send units. I don't know. You gotta let them cook. You can't jump to conclusions on it. Gotta let them cook. Yeah, gatekeeping dad lore. Okay. Hey, Gustavo is still in here, right? Yeah, Gustavo's still in here. Hey, I don't mind, no shame. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Let me tell you, so I appreciate all the support, guys. I'm gonna let you guys know right now. I'm having a blast doing this type of forum for tier lists and stuff. It's a big deal because I get a lot of good community feedback, so I know how to play around with my content to see what works, what doesn't work. So just putting it out there is it's super good, a lot of fun. Oh, thoughts on Coco Melon, brain rot? Terrible. I I cut them off that stuff. That don't work. That don't work around here. No, Gustavo, use the emojis real quick. I will post it somewhere. Use the emojis real quick, Gustavo. Listen, guys, just putting it out there. Shameless plug for the channel. I do have some memberships. The lowest thing I can offer is what YouTube allows me. It goes to the lowest value of 99 cents possible. Just putting it out there. That's the lowest value on the channel. So we did get monetized. We were very blessed to get monetized on Twitch and YouTube. So if you would like to be a member at some point for continued support so I can keep building and doing things, by all means, just putting it straightforward, this is obviously not my main job. I have a full-time job. I take care of a lot of things. This was a project that has turned into something really fun and has been fun for a long time now. So it's great to see it grow. So anything that comes this way goes towards me spoiling my kids more. That's just being transparent. So sometimes you're on the stream and you hear them in the background, so it's kind of funny. So I do appreciate all the support. So just putting it out there. Thank you. Thank you for the subscribes. Yep. I appreciate it. Thank you. Just going to continue to put in the work, put in the time. Sometimes you guys see these long streams, and that's deliberate because there's going to be a point in time where I might not be able to stream that much. So, you know, so I'm front loading a lot of the work so this way I can build some more content and keep doing what I got to do. So, yeah, great to see though. I'm having a blast. Really enjoy it. So, anyone have anything else right now for the tier list? Man, you're getting closer, Chris. You're doing good, brother. I'm not gonna tell you when you get it, but you're doing good, brother. You're doing good. Yeah, guys, if you like the content, you like what you see, you're from AV Discord, whatever it is, whatever you play, by all means, give me a shout out. Hit subscribe, hit like. All the little promotion and stuff helps. I'll tell you that right now. Uh, just gonna keep doing my best. I do stream nightly, okay? I do stream on a regular basis during the evenings. I have been streaming mornings more recently just because of the free time I've had, but yeah. Is Vegito top 10? If not, why? I didn't put Vegito in the top 10. I just don't see him being played too much in that DPS role of like, hey, roll for a Monarch. There's just so many. There's just so many, honestly. It just feels better playing him as a support unit that might rupture on a infinite run, but if you want to roll for him, by all means go for it. There's just so much out here. If I told you and you're a new player, hey, can you do me a favor and tell me who to roll on? I just don't feel comfortable telling you to roll on anything else right now. So, everyone has how they earn and stuff and how you spend your time, so what do I think's the best unit? Yuhaba overall, like all-rounder overhaul. It's probably Yuhaba, and we'll see how Boo plays. Boo I need to test around and play more, but I think Boo is very much up there. Very strong unit. Especially if you play Gogeta. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Yuhaba though, yeah. Very, very good. Yep. Jinwoo's very versatile, very strong. Hey, congrats, brother. Congrats. Happy for you. Glad you got the Boo. The Boo. It's a 2% chance to drop on, I think, like any of the stages, but it's recommended you farm legend stages, I think. It's like 2% chance. Best team for who? For Boo? Well, if I get a chance to play with Boo for the team, the team that I want to run with Monarch Boo is like here. It's gonna be Boo. Like if you're like, hey man, what's he gonna use if he got Monarch Boo? It's gonna be Boo. It's gonna be Gohan. It's gonna be Gogeta. It's gonna be Hercule. It's gonna be Hercule, and then it's gonna be Sprint Takarada. You said worst looking. Yeah, this is literally how I would play it. What kind of buff does Boo give? I can show you real quick. If it gets enough kills, I guess let me just play. Let me play Gazelle real quick. It's crit in range, yeah. Why Gohan? You can. It just depends on the board you're playing. So, don't get me wrong. Part of this is because at some point, I'm gonna just go for a good Bobbity, a Bibbity Bobbity for Boo. Like you go for one that goes for 3. Do I still speak with very few, Chris. The older you get, the smaller your friend circle becomes over time. That just happens with age and time, brother. It's not deliberate, it's just something that happens naturally. It's up to you though to maintain those relationships as long as they're healthy. So, it just happens, brother. And no one really means it, you know? It's just time. Alright, let's see. See if we get it to work real quick. Some of them, yeah, for sure. I mean, the ones you're not gonna need Monarch on are like probably Satan and Dante. For the most part, yeah. So the reason I didn't care for bringing Jinwoo right now on this team is just because I do like a DBZ focus setup, and having the early opener is better. So Gohan is a free drop on placement. That is a non-farm unit. So it's super... Was the lag spike was the minions? Yeah, super useful. See if he does the sacrifices. Alright. The important part is this one here. He buffs all Dragon Sphere units in range by 10% attack and 30% crit chance. So now Gohan on upgrade 3 has 70%. Wouldn't Gogeta be able to solo the start by itself? Sure. Sure, if you want to. But I'm aiming for the crit chance bonus that he gives. Plus Gohan has a crit chance bonus for himself, so he's basically almost always attacking twice. And then I'm ramping up my money units to go for whatever it is. And then I'll go for Gogeta too. You can definitely play Gogeta right away, don't get me wrong, and just play Gogeta Gohan. You can do whatever you like. The alternative to the opener too, at least the way I see right now, is like, let's say you ramp up some money and you have Gohan and you want to play with Gohan. You could just drop Gogeta Gohan, or you could go Boo, sell Boo, and now I have a full AoE Kid Boo with Gohan. Like with Monarch this looks better, hold on. Like full AoE that both of them can double hit. This one can double hit on upgrade 3, but this one double hits on kill. One on kill and one on crit. So if I go... It looks better with Monarch. Boo definitely looks better with Monarch. So you just go Boo, then sell, and now you have Boo Monarch that's willing to double hit on kill, 4 SPA, and then 4 second SPA here. You invest just a little bit of yen here. Boom. He's at 3. Do I think Deadeye is good on Boo? No. Monarch's gonna be better. What do you mean? The Kid Buu is single target. Kid Buu is full AoE. I mean, I can test it right now. I mean, he's full AoE. It's kind of like Yuha. He'll target the first and last. But even if he targets the first and last, he's still hitting everyone. No, he just nuked everybody. Hold on. Yeah, he's able to do a full AoE. Yeah, he hits everyone. He does. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Boo takes a long time to get that buff evolution without summons. I mean, sure. But you could play Bibbidi Bobbidi for +3. If you play Bibbidi Bobbidi for +3, he's getting more on hit per kill. And even if you do play Jinwoo, sure, we can just cut Hercule and play Jinwoo. Or you can just play, you don't have to play Gohan if you don't want to. Yeah, Kid Boo's amazing as a starter, and then you just made some money back, right? So I played for 1.6, but I sell for 400. So I really played him for 1.2. It's really nice. It's a great unit, great opener, it's fun to have. You get the value from the Gohan too right next to him. I mean, sure, you can bring Gazelle if you want to, brother. If you want to speed up the process, you can bring Gazelle, and Gazelle will buff his minions by 50%, right? So you can bring Gazelle, and his minions are going to scale off his damage. You don't have to bring Deadeye Jinwoo, you know? Gazelle will probably be a better fit for this guy anyway. Plus, you don't even... Yeah, I mean, you can get to the buff before the end of the match. There's no way you don't. This is gonna be fun to play. I just don't have the Monarch yet. Oh, Boo's looking definitely worth the grind, yeah. The probability of a C3 plus 50% on 2 kills Babidi is quite challenging. Badidi? Bibbidi bobbidi. Yeah, it is challenging. But guess what? It's not like the Padaru that's going away. It's not like Padaru that's going away, brother. So, the skibbity bobbity. It's yeah, it's an unlimited grind type thing. But once you get it, at least you'll have it. And then you'll be set. So some of these units, of course, they're going to excel with the correct familiars and now are even more empowered because of the familiars, right? Look at Dante, look at Boo. It's going to happen. It's a tough grind for sure. It's a very tough grind. I know. Yeah, it took me a month, so I get it. Yeah, I mean, you could definitely use the comp without Gohan. You might not even need to bring Mr. Hercules. It's just whatever you want to play. Best content for Gohan? Best content for Gohan's probably going to be your tournaments where you're trying to accelerate, get an extra hit in. I know some people have been using them for tournaments right now. And then the other thing's probably world lines. Sometimes you just want that initial damage to come out early on, and you really don't have much money on some areas, so accelerating that's going to help quite a bit. So having 2 units that are hitting twice very early on is going to be helpful. He's the best Wave 1 skipper on Boss Rush tournament. I mean, I think so no matter what. He's going to be worth ascending. He's going to be worth everything. It's a good unit. It's a very good unit. The more crit chance he has, the more chance he has to hit twice. So, he's a very, very powerful unit. Yep. The best unit with Monarch in this update. It's probably up there with Boo and Virgil, but that's who I think for right now. Yeah. Between probably Boo and Virgil right now, but Virgil is looking insane. Who do I say is the best trait for Hercules? Fortune or Monarch? For Hercules, I would say you're looking at Fortune or Deadeye. Whichever one you get first. Yoriichi is usable in World Lines. I mean, you can make any unit usable in World Lines if you want to. It's really up to you. Yeah, he's decent with Monarch. It's just he takes time to ramp up and really unlock his kit. So, I just don't see myself using him for that right now. What are my thoughts on Ethereal Boo? I think you're just gonna need Monarch to get the best value out of it, honestly. Honestly, Vegeta would move up so many tiers if it took less swaps for him to evolve. If it took less swaps for him to evolve, he'd be a more insane unit. Just the fact it takes too many swaps. I think he's actually fairly cheap to even get to the point of evolution with the damage bonus. Like, it's so strong. Gazelle's best trait for him is the Fortune, yeah. Fortune because it's cheaper to reach those upgrades. Appreciate the subscribe. Thank you for the support. Damn, we've had like 100, almost 100 subs right now today. Crazy, guys. Yeah, I appreciate all the support. If you haven't yet, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. Very grateful for the support. Was an actual unit, he would be top of the meta, but the fusion is just too slow. I mean, like I said, it's too slow. The fusion, I think they could have put it at a different number that wasn't 13. Why are you seeing monarchs right now? On who? Boo Redemption, you got him? Oh, for me, Boo Redemption. Yeah, sort of. It's been brutal. It keeps saying Discord's getting raided. Hold on, I'll fix that. I'll fix that real quick. Oh, Rohan. Yeah, Rohan. Alright, we're good. It should stop now. Guess we're getting bumped up by a bunch. Lower it to 8? Oh, I don't know what it would take for him to do it. No, it kept saying the Discord was getting raided, apparently. A lot of folks were joining in. Boo is currently winning really hard. Boo is currently winning very hard for Monarch, yeah. He's giving me a pain. He's been a pain. Terrible. He is used for longer game modes. It's just he's not used as like he's gonna replace Cucullin for damage for Rupture. He will replace Cucullin for Rupture most likely. He has a very low SPA with Rupture, so he's gonna be very good for that. Right now, maybe like even for short form content. No, I wouldn't use Rupture for short form. I would not use Rupture for short form, only for infinite long form. Maybe like 5 or so Viozas because of the bundles. I gotta stop and just focus on grinding out these rerolls through the challenge now that we can get quite a few rerolls per week, so probably be doing that quite a bit. Ethereal or Solar? Yeah, Ethereal or Solar would be his best traits for infinites. Yeah, 1 Vegito, 2 Goklus. Yeah. He said try hard, he's funny. You haven't seen the level 1400, brother. This guy. Yeah, you were checking the final results. So Virgil went to a meta DPS group with Boo Dante as their strong. Reroll if you want, but not mandatory. Yes. Doesn't let you type in this. They buffed Goku. What do you mean they buffed his damage entry from 40 to 50%? Let me see if they did. The fastest way to farm stats, like from infinite and who best to use. I would just go to like an infinite game mode, like Underground Church. That's a good way to farm. Let me see what they buffed. When he switches. Yeah, that's not as much, honestly. That's okay. If they lower the fusion requirement, then that would be better for sure. They could just make it a swap per upgrade or something like that. It's like maybe not even a swap per upgrade. Maybe just every time the attack changes, he has to swap. Like every time the VFX is different or something. Alright guys. Well, I think that about covered the tier list video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll be taking the tier list stream. I'll be taking the, all the data we talked about, the conversations, and how all these guys placed, and I'll be putting into a shorter form content video, pinging this stream as, the full content so people can see. So, yeah, I appreciate all the support. Thank you for all the support, I'll tell you right now. So if you haven't already, again, smash that like, smash that subscribe button. You can check out the membership sections of the channel whenever you have a chance. Something to consider. We were monetized for YouTube as well as Twitch, so super grateful. Thank you guys for viewing in. I am going to be on later this evening, okay? Yep, very grateful for all the support. Yep, I'll be on stream later this evening. So we'll close out here for right now. Thank you guys for all the support. Yeah, thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Peace out. You guys take care. Have a blessed day.